lose that soul. Someone will make me do crazy shit. When have I ever forced you to do that? Give me my place back, hey, I won't take your special place. Still, the world is not so tight, right? Strike back, get them out of your way. If along the way's a little sacrifice, strike back, get them out of your way. Don't melt in the world, find you a way. Give that back, nobody will miss it. I just say I'm the step that body, do it out of turn. I say it back down, cause nobody denies it. You and I both just have our views, that's all. You are not me, you're not alone. You are not my downfall either. If your voices will fill the sky, I'll take the wasteland, but I won't be alone, never. Strike back, get them out of your way. If along the way's a little sacrifice, strike back, get them out of your way. Don't melt in the world, find your own way. Let's go and step it body, let's go and step it body, let's go and step it body, step it body, step it body. Strike back, get them out of your way. If along the way's a little sacrifice, strike back, get them out of your way. Listen to your heart, let the voice in your head. Get them out of your way. If along the way's a little sacrifice, strike back, get them out of your way. Don't melt in the world, find you a way.
Hey, 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 what's up? I only got lightly maimed installing a blind today, and then I went to the gym and had some other stuff happen. What's good? I'm getting ready to get going here. In particular, a channel that I had not heard of or seen before, that looks extremely up the alley of what I want for tonight, was submitted by Jin. Thank you, Jin, as always. A blessing to have met you, friend. Speaking of which, next Saturday, I believe. Yeah, not this one, but next Saturday, the 6th. Grand Blue tournament in the Discord. So if you are one of the folks in the Patreon and you want to play in a Grand Blue tournament, that will be happening. I have entered. I am shooting for 3rd place. That is my goal. I would love 2nd. I am shooting for 3rd. As time goes on, more and more killers are entering, and I'm just like, damn. Well, it's gonna be a fun tournament, but like, damn, there's gonna be some killers. The good news is it'll mean everyone's like gathered up to, play casuals afterwards. That's always the thing, is like, we finish the tournament and then there's like 2 casual rooms going for the next, 6 hours or whatever. But yeah, we'll get started here in just a little bit. But I need to finish this apple because right before I started streaming, my stomach made a horrifying noise. And I checked my MyFitnessPal. Sorry. And let me fix my my stuff real quick here. Whoa. You seeing this? Sorry, last time we did this, I had it. What's going on here? Are you like... Okay. Sorry, I still only have one backlight, and the problem...
Yo, what's cooking?
And the problem with that is it's hard to get even lighting with only one side lit up. How's this? Is this better? Is this better? Yes. There we go. There's everything back. Hello. Hey everybody. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, I realized after checking my MyFitnessPal that I had likely burned more calories working out than I had eaten today currently. So had a shake already. We'll be finishing this apple and then we'll be watching some other people enjoy food and it should be a cool time. I just went to the scene that still has me on camera. I don't want everyone to have to watch me eat an apple. Oh, is this horse ASMR if I take a big bite into the mic? Yeah, I don't know why, but Cosmic Crisp apples have been on sale so many times lately, and they're great, dude. They're great. If you get a chance to get Cosmic Crisp apples, a lot of times they're cheaper than Honey Crisp, at least where I am. And they're great, man. They're like a little bit more sour than a Honey Crisp, generally, in my experience. But not like in a bad way. It's not like a bad thing by any means. It's good. But check them out, man. Apples. Thank you for a little Happy Days in Italy. Oh, these were engineered to kick ass. That would explain why they kick ass. Keep it up, honestly. Big keep it up to the entire agricultural industry. Great work. The other thing I recommend, and this is for all apples, at least try it once if you haven't. Refrigerate an apple. Like, you don't have to, but think about how juicy they are and think about how much more refreshing juice is when it's like really cold. Apples work the same way. They're so good. They're so refreshing after like a super hard workout. Oh man, a super fucking cold apple is so good. Mm-hmm. Also, for what it's worth, Cosmic Crisps at the very least, if you store them in the fridge, them shits last forever. They stay good for so long. It's wild, and they're like never brown. All right, I can finish the rest of this in a minute. This apple's taking me way longer than I thought. I would like to apologize. It's a fat fucking apple, dude. This is really good. It's a fat fucking apple. Holy shit. What we got? This up. Oh yeah, by the way, other things I should mention before I forget. Let me get exact times if that's up. Tomorrow at like 5 Mountain. So like this time, actually, like this time right now, that like this, like 15 minutes earlier than this. I'll be once again doing the Thai Tuesday Space Jam Classic of playing a game with multiple VTubers and presumably trying to keep all of them alive. It's let me get the list up. Frosted Fricks, obviously. It's fantastic. If you weren't here on the day for Lethal Company that Frosted Fricks do, they are so fucking funny. It's unbelievable. And then Callie Calypso and Roy Chiato, who I believe is a voice actor of some variety. Yeah, so that should be fun. Multiple VTubers, and it's not a collab. See, the thing is, they only call it a collab when it's VTubers. When Michael Jordan shows up, they know it's a fucking Space Jam, and we're just here to party. But yeah, this is Yummy Boy. Not me, the channel that we're watching. I am also Yummy Boy, but I'm Thai Tuesday mostly. This was submitted by Jin, and I love street food vendor videos and like vending machine videos, like collections like that, where people just quietly peruse large amounts of food in places I've never been, eating things I've never seen. There's something beautiful about it, you know? And this seems to be an extremely good one of those, like 8 million subscribers or whatever too, so I have no guilt in watching it on stream, like whatever. they'll be fine. Shout out to Yummy Boy. Yummy Boy and Dancing Backets. Oh man, they're just stirring the goo. This is one of the more recent ones, so it seems like they've developed a pretty solid style. I haven't watched a lot of these, for what it's worth. I haven't watched many of them. As soon as I like verified, yeah, this is the stuff, I was like, let's just hang out together. I need to find an American equivalent to this. Like someone who goes and gets Chicago street food and somehow doesn't. So the problem, and I'm just now realizing this as soon as I think about it, I don't think you can get food in Chicago without a conversation. I was immediately like, oh yeah, you just get food without talking to someone in Chicago. Like, fucking how? From a robot? Oh man, because like, oh holy shit, yeah, just trying to get a silent video of getting food in Chicago. Yeah, just don't turn the mic on. Chicago sounds like hell. Nah, it's cool. It's just like, I mean, the conversation often can just be like, one Chicago dog, please. $2. Here you go. Have a good one. And that's it. Like, it must not be a long conversation. That's the Chicago trick, right? And you can trust me on this one. The trick to doing well in Chicago when interacting with a stranger is be willing to talk to them, but not for very long. Just, you need to be able to talk to somebody for 3 sentences and then get the fuck out, because that's what they want too. We're in this together. We gotta acknowledge each other's existence, confirm we will help each other out if something goes awry. We got each other's backs, but we got places to be. It's cold as fuck outside. Do you know how, look, they call it the Windy City, but that's because of politicians or whatever. It's just cold, man. And sometimes there is wind and it comes off the lake and it sucks. Being called boss when getting food is a blessing. God, it's true. When you go to a place when it's not very busy, myself and Minimat went to a Mediterranean place really close by where I just moved. And I, at the very least, looked like shit because I had been moving a bunch of stuff. And this was like a, you know, a nicer restaurant, but it was like totally empty. It was like a, you know, like a Sunday at like 8:50 p.m. or something, you know, like they were closing in like 2 hours or whatever. And yeah, having someone just come out afterwards and just be like, how is everything? Good? How are you guys? Did you from around here? And like talk a little bit, just like, yeah. Okay. This looks extremely good. I don't know what kind of puffy pancake they're slamming nuts between, but I'm into it. My first time in Chicago was this time of year. Bless. Congratulations on getting to experience Chicago's true form. A fool only visiting Chicago in spring and summer. Ah, so you only got to experience warm-up Chicago. You never got Chicago savage. Winter Chicago, it switches to full, like, New York City, don't talk to me ever mode. Oh. No, unfortunately, Chicago does tend to get, like, dangerously cold during the winter. That's one thing I didn't realize a lot of parts of the world don't really experience, being from Illinois and Indiana primarily, is, like, cold that will kill you quickly, even if you have a coat on. Like, stuff like the idea of, like, being outside has a lethality. There's an LD50 of being outside right now. Just gets dangerously hot. Oh, we had those too. Indiana sucks. I gotta say, I like this method of dispensing dough. There's like a certain evenness to it, and yet still an artistry. Uh-oh, got a little lump. Oops, someone got a little party nugget in there. It is. Ooh, can I get the one with the party nugget? See how that one's like all night. Is this like a strudel nut mixture? See how that's like a nice little smooth dome on the top? And that one's got a party nugget. What's in there? Show me, enhance. Whoop. I want to see the king get dispensed. There he goes. I want that. I want to bite into that. Give me that. Yum, yum. That looks good as hell. Oh, man. That's like when you're eating a piece of coffee cake and there's like a really big crumble on top and you're just like, yes, this is what the morning is good for. Yeah, I bet these would be really nice, honestly. Oh, sorry. Ad was blocked. Hey, check out ad blockers, by the way. They're pretty great. I recommend them to all of my friends. So, what I think is fun is I'm presuming the reason they start with the molded ones is so they have like some to display for the day, probably. Like some like really pristine, accurate, clean edge ones that they can grocer up for, or grocer, you know, that the photography term grocering, where you take a piece of food and angle it up a bit so that you get to see more of it and it looks better. Because otherwise all this shit looks like a Jigglypuff from above or a Jigglypuff from the side. Must be low heat. Yeah, when you're making like a puffy cloud pastry like this, you need to go super low because you need it to like cook without agitating very much, right? Because if it agitates a bunch, the air's gonna bubble out the top. And if you cook it too hard, it won't have time to puff up and it'll just like solidify and lock in place. So yeah, you have to be like fairly low heat on this. Ooh. That noise, that plap was unbelievable. That's the plap of a good fucking pancake. Holy shit, brother. Hit me with that noise. One sec, everybody. I'm turning it up. Get ready to get plapped. Oh! Yeah! Yeah, buddy! Woo! Yeah! Whole little place was awesome. Ooh, God. Great flips. Ooh, and now we smush them a little bit. We get a perfect top and we smush them. Okay, I like this. That seems like it's gonna have a really nice like density because it puffed up, but then is like lightly compressed. So it feels like it's gonna have a lot of air in it, but it's still gonna have a really nice structure. Got the Ronnie Coleman ass. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I try. Thank you. I mean, look, the noises were really good. Can you blame me?
Yeah?
Yeah, I go ham on these little shits. Even straight up, chat, would you buy one of these if you didn't know it had like nuts and goodies and cinnamon and like brown sugar and shit in there? Because I'd get two even without knowing that. And then I'd learn that and I'd be like, yeah! I just immediately declare victory on the day. I did it. That's the kind of early morning decision and miracle that will immediately make a whole day worth it. It's awesome. I love having morning moments like that because it's like, sick. As long as no one I know dies today, this is Gucci. I can mark this one as a dub on the calendar. Just the best. Makes the whole day so smooth from then on. You know what? I should make a really nice breakfast sometime soon. I should do that. 1,500 won is about 115 USD. Oh, yeah, I'll take 4. Thanks. Yeah, I'll take 4, thank you. Work on those as I walk around the market. Oh. Ooh. Okay, we're making an eggy blend. Yeah, that looked like it was what, like cabbage and, was that cabbage and carrot? Cabbage and cheese? I'll take your entire stock pricing. Ma'am, I would like to buy your company. The company is just me and a griddle. How soon do you want to go public? Ooh. Okay, make a little toast. Now, is that a milk bread, or is that just something presenting like a milk bread that is just truly a white bread? This is all... Hold on. Hey. That wasn't the color I was expecting. That was extremely not what I was expecting. There were a lot of things I was expecting. This fucking gel? This gel? Do you see... Chat, you seeing this gel? This gel? This looks like what comes out of the Tide Pod, right? This is like, they were like, yeah. We heard everyone wanted to eat the Tide Pods, so we dispensed them as part of breakfast. If that is olive oil, that is the thickest fucking olive oil I've ever seen in my life. Oh, it's bread conditioner. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, thank you, Dockley. A flavored honey. Okay, I could maybe see that. Are there maybe captions for this? For dumb guys? No. Dumb guys must hold that. Fuck. It's hard out here. It is always so funny to me. Coming from at least where I grew up, where like American cheese is considered like the lowest of the low of like stuff, and then seeing it in other cultures where like they'll just windmill slam it on like a really good piece of food, and like for the record, they're right. It gets the taste notes you need across. It gets the cheesy tang. It's great on that. It melts incredibly well. Obviously, it's beautifully emulsified. A way you can cheat a lot of times in making cheese sauces is use a little bit of American cheese to get those emulsifiers in there. Get those illegal chemicals. Get them fucking microplastics in there that really keep it nice and cohesive as a sauce, you know? But it's just so funny that like I think of American cheese gets like blasted harder in America than anywhere else, except probably like France, because you know how the fucking French get. You know how the French get. Yeah, it melts incredibly well. Yeah, I recommend getting Deli American personally for sure. But yeah, no, it's like a good emulsified cheese product. It's got its place. Korean people love cheese and we love sauces. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I see the American cheese slice in a lot of Korean street food. That looks very good. That looks like a wonderful burger. Man, again, even not knowing these are stuffed, I would already just like go ape shit on a stack of these bad boys. Oh, bro, I'd turn Canadian for these flapjacks. You can't show me that the inside is like a delicious version of Bowser's Lethal Lava Land. It's ridiculous. It's like I see Mario platforming. It looks so alive and good. Oh, that's crazy. Yo, Sangularity, thank you for the resub. Oh, holy shit, man. Someone in chat, I turned Canadian again. Oh, Canada. I know it's a street food. This is the one thing I don't love. I would really prefer to get a stack of pancakes I can work on and sit down. I don't know. That's a breakfast food thing, I think, for me in general. I don't like breakfast food being served as a like walking around food. I get it. Like that's what donuts are for. But like, God, sitting down with a stack of these shits. Oh man. Big plate of them. Oh. Rum, 100% accurate. That's me. That's me responding to the good sound, 100%. Oh, the plap. It's like something about when you can tell that there's like a certain sound that emerges from a baked good when it has a firmness on the outside and it's like a closed cell structure on the outside, if that makes sense. Like it's got like sealed outsides, but there's like a good amount of air inside of it where it sounds like a little bit like a drum, but like a very tiny drum. It's hard to explain, but it's a really good one. Yeah, it's like a fluffy plap. That's a good way to put it. Not a fish. My favorite is when you tap on the bottom of a bread when you want the bottom to be really sturdy. And it gives you this beautiful, like, hollow sound when you knock on it. Oh, it's so good. Not only is it a good sound, it's also like you get a good smell with it for free. And also you're holding like a nice warm object. Honestly, just tapping a fresh loaf of bread, one of those simple experiences that's just truly joyful and delightful to like every sense, right? You gotta thump the loaf. Radamero, thank you. That's what I've been saying. I want these for America, and I'm even willing to have small moments of talking to people. Like, I understand that's not in the style, but like, hey, look, getting a Chicago hot dog without talking to someone's just like a real challenge. What kind of oil was that? I'm actually interested. Because the oil they're putting in there isn't, because they have like, because yeah, that was like a standard oil, but they're putting in a fat afterwards. It looked like, yeah, that looks like, that to me looks like coconut oil. It might be lard. Lard looks similar to that and breaks in a similar way. I think it's coconut oil. It looks more like coconut oil to me. And also it dissolves in a nanosecond, which is also coconut oil. Coconut oil, if you don't, talking about Indiana temperature swings, when I lived in Indiana, I had a thing of coconut in the first place I lived in Warsaw, Indiana, right when I got out of college, like the first place I ever streamed, like the first time I was on Twitch before I was on Hitbox that early, I had a jar of coconut oil, and I remember one day opening the cabinet and just being really confused because there was just like a jar of oil, like a liquid in my cabinet that I didn't remember. And it just turns out, yeah, it had just gotten hot enough inside in the cabinet that the coconut oil was just liquid. It just changed forms passively. You also have to be careful with coconut oil in like hotter applications because it will absolutely flash up at you. So those are just for like me to eat over the course of the day as an appetizer, right? No? Okay. I mean, that's fair. Garlic has a lot of uses. I would have just picked at them over the course of the day. I'd be a happy little camper. Little garlic mode. Going Wario. That's enough garlic for a dish. People give Italy too much credit. Motherfuckers love garlic everywhere. That Allison is a friend to all culture. Banana. Ooh. Oh, going a little minion mode? At a chicken restaurant, we're going minion mode. Is that just corn syrup? Because that doesn't look like honey. That looks like maybe just a corn syrup? Huh. What are we doing with the banana? Or yeah, like a rice syrup too. Oh, banana conditioner. Okay. For what it's worth, corn syrup is really, really good for getting a super smooth consistency. Oh, and then a spice blend. Is the banana being used as like in the wing sauce? Oh shit. I mean, I would love that. A little bit like a gentle flavor of banana in a wing sauce. That sounds kick ass. Like in a marinade. I'm into it. Yeah. Hold on. What is this thickest fluid? I'm sorry. The only thing in my life I've seen that looks like this when it's being poured is lube, and I don't think they're dumping a whole thing of lube in there. Okay. I'm just wondering what kind of oil this is. I think it's just like a very clear vegetable oil, maybe. I don't know. One extra large, the gloop, TM. This is the gloop that makes it good. It's so viscous, right? Mineral oil? Yeah, got a little mineral spirits in here. Really livens the dish up. Brightens up the flavors. Oh. Ah, this big bag of... It looks like a rice bag. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if there's other, like, grains that are shipped like that, though. Maybe. Yeah? Okay, adding water to the rice. Swishing the rice around in the water. And then pouring the water out. Sorry, I'm white. What are they doing? I don't understand. Sorry, as a white person, what is that? No, I'm fucking with you. They're just washing the rice. Classic bit. No, washing your rice too, for what it's worth, it depends on how you get your rice and what you're using it for and what style of rice it is. In general, it's better to be safe than sorry. But for what it's worth, the like visceral reaction when people have like, oh my God, you don't wash your rice. That's something that's more of like a, that can be a reaction that some places still ship rice in ways that like rice weevils and shit can get in. So you have to like wash it to clear that stuff out. There are places where grain is still shipped in a way that it is unthinkable to not wash it because you might just cook like a weird bug in there. And like holes and shit, yeah. Yeah, some recipes, particularly like something where you want a really high starch content, like certain types of risottos, you explicitly do not want to wash the rice because you want that starch in there to help give it the structure. Weird bug. Yeah. No one told me there'd be a pneumatic press element. No one told me we'd be getting a press in here. Oh, shit. Yo. And it's a hot press? This is awesome. How else are you gonna make crackers? I mean, the way I made them was like baking them in an oven and just having them really thin. But like, I guess if you have the option of using a fucking squisher, you use a squisher, right? Don't be stupid. I was gonna say that working with big batches of ingredients like this, one thing that sucks when you're doing the prep work is bowls like this feel like they're gonna take forever to come together. You will be sitting there whisking them, feeling like nothing is happening for like a full 90 seconds. And then at second 91, it just like your whisk just stops and you're like, what? And you look down and it's entirely one thing. And you're like, okay, fine. Fine. I don't understand how that works. Also, yeah, the whisk gets heavy so fast because it just gets a big wad of stuff in there instantly. I never know when it's water or oil anymore. Just take a taste. Just put your finger in it. That was vegetable oil. My favorite flavor. Oh, I love to taste a nice neutral oil on a day. Also, this is the stuff. Folks, do you know you can marinate chicken at home? You can just put that shit in a bag, like a little plastic Ziploc bag with some good stuff, muss it around a little bit, leave it in your fridge. Pull it out, put a little bit of breading on it, throw it in an air fryer when you're hungry. It's awesome. You can just do it. Okay, a little extra breading on top, I guess. Sure, we're gonna go through all of it eventually, right? Yeah, there's no real purpose to like tossing wings in a handsome way. People, it's so funny watching videos of people like trying to make it look cool when they're like, that was an oil fryer heating up, but for a second I thought this restaurant's fire alarm was going off and I was gonna lose my shit laughing because a restaurant having a fire alarm go off is, if it's from the kitchen and it's not like something bad happening, nightmare. But yeah, people trying to like make it look cool when they like flip a bowl, and like the best you get, right, is like someone holding a bowl and being like, whoa, whoa. And like, that's it. That's all you get. So I appreciate these folks simply just being like, nah, we got places to be. Yeah, honestly, if you're working around a fryer constantly, these kind of gloves are actually pretty reasonable. Most restaurants, you're not using the fryers that much, or what you're doing is putting a basket to the side, dumping stuff in the basket, putting the basket in, and then pulling the basket out. So there's like always a very strong layer of distinction, as opposed to pouring something directly into the fryer and like messing around with it directly in the fryer, because there's a lot more ways that can like splash up and go wrong or go goofy or something like that, or like, yeah, just like there's a weird pocket of water in one of the chicken thighs that you couldn't have possibly noticed, and it happens to rupture in the oil and makes the oil spray everywhere, right? Like, there's just weird little variables like that that can happen all the time. So it's like worth it, especially if you're doing it this much, right?
I love deep frying anything with short sleeves and losing all the hair on my arms.
I love cooking bacon with my dick out for the same reason.
Yeah,
I like to live moss, you know, it really wakes me up, gives me that morning zest. What's good, Doc?
Whenever I throw anything into the oil, I don't just do the correct thing of, you know, lowering it in gently and then putting, dropping it away from me. I just open ham palm slam that shit into the oil and splash my face with, 350-degree oil
You know what I've been doing
and die
recently?
instantly. Yeah.
I've been trying to recreate the entirety of the Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird match whenever I deposit my chicken into the fryer, one shot at a time. It's very difficult, and it makes a tremendous mess. What do you think this is going to be? Just a sauce? A glaze?
Yeah, this is like a sauce for the chicken for sure of some kind.
Okay, yeah, they gotta wear the aprons too. Me, I could get away with just the gloves. I'm built different. They need the aprons, and this is why. Look at that handling, dog shit. Yeah, it's like a spicy banana garlic sauce.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, I'm into. Like, I've never had a banana, like, flavored sauce for wings, but, like, I've had every other fruit that fucking God put on this earth. Why not? I don't see why they would stop with banana. Like, if someone offered me kiwi wings, I'd be like, weird. Yeah, let's go.
Filipino cooking sometimes uses banana ketchup, so I'm down.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Sorry, a single frame of HelloFresh getting through kills me every time.
Yeah, the funny thing is about this ad blocker setup is that you get the single frames of the ads, which is honestly kind of an ad. That's a value ad.
Yeah. I get to keep up with what's being advertised without having to actually see it.
Yeah. We get that subliminal messaging from that marketing from that fucking episode of The Simpsons. Smoke. Smoke.
I think about.
Are you smoking yet?
I think about the superliminal bit from that all the time. We got subliminal advertising.
Join the Navy.
Yeah, you join the Navy. All right. That bit. That's an eternal Simpsons joke. Oh, that's Family Guy? Fuck. It's an eternal Family Guy bit. I got caught knowing a family. It's okay.
So hold
Family
on.
Guy was funny.
It's a Family Guy bit.
It's fine.
Yeah.
They had good bits. Yeah.
Also, for what it's worth, it's a bit that they did take from The Simpsons with the whole Navy episode. So
Join the Navy was right. Yeah, that was The Simpsons.
yeah.
And then
Ivan
wait, did Family Guy
was
do
the
it
Navy and all
later?
that. Yeah, the smoke one is from Family Guy. Yes.
Oh, you reference Family. I have already depicted you as the virgin who references Family Guy, and me as the Chad who references The Simpsons.
I did both. I did both.
That's not what my webcomic says.
How dare you? I'm gonna find the exact Wojak needed to just throw you into the dumpster immediately. That's right.
Also, thanks. I forgot the name of the comic was Wojak. Wojak Borsman. Honestly, those look like really nice delivery boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know what the rice crackers are adding. I think the fun part of these was making them, but that's okay. The employees can have a little treat too.
Let's get that crunch now, because like these are not going to retain crunch.
These
when
aren't
we get that
crunchy
sauce on
wings.
them.
Yeah, that's fair. These aren't
Yeah.
going to be crunchy wings by the time they get anywhere, which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. I know there's a camera on, but have some decency. You don't have to be a total little... Who do you think you're impressing whipping out the oil like that? Man overboard. That's the angel's share. That's right. That's some form of oil. The reality of oil is, once you've clarified it enough, it's really hard to tell oils apart visually.
Oh yeah.
You kind of just have to see the properties and like where it changes at like different heats and stuff.
And most likely it's peanut oil because you can get a lot of it really quickly and has a very high smoke point. So
Yeah, peanut oil
and
is
it's pretty neutral flavored. So
yeah, it's incredible in deep fryers because peanut oil can take like hundreds more degrees than like olive oil, for example. That's the rat's share. Oh man, I love food. Food that mysteriously vanishes, or a whiskey that mysteriously vanishes from a barrel. That the angels share. The slice of pizza you drop on the down. That's the rat's share. That's the New York rat share. So this is,
the question is always, are we rats or angels? So you get the one or the other.
So are these pre-spatchcocked? Mostly?
No, actually, they're pre-sternum removed.
Oh.
The breasts have been split down the middle, and they've removed the sternum off of them. You can see that they still have their spine, oddly enough. Doc, you're not even joking. That was beautiful. Thanks. Thank Jacob Wysocki for being much funnier than me.
Oh man. I'm the exact kind of human being that looks at that, sees an entire bird fucking breaded and thrown into it and goes, yeah, I'll take one of those. Just for me. I'll just take one of those, yeah. I'd like to take an entire animal's flesh into myself in one sitting. Why do you ask? That's fine. It's a normal behavior for a human being to participate in. Honestly, there are some days when I get back from the gym, I'd take two. I think I could take two.
We've all had those nights of, well, only food I have, whole rotisserie chicken.
See, it's funny
May as well eat this whole rotisserie chicken.
for me, it's never like a thing that I have left. It's always like when I'm at the grocery store and I'm getting other things, I'm like, I could fuck up a bird right now. And so I just pick one up to fuck up later. It's like a thing. I premeditate it. I'm fully aware of the crime I'm about to commit. Ooh, this pile of chicken and breading is probably going to be so good, huh? Do you think they're going to skewer it? Or serve it as a cup of nuggets? Can I just put my hand in and grab one? Can I just like pick one out of the bowl for me? Ah! I just want one so bad. Oh, how crispy do you think the skin is on that? How the breading? Oh man.
Right this second, not as crispy as it's gonna get.
Dude, I wish I had like fryers are great and all. But these MFers cooking in an oil cauldron, and I want to be about that life. That's like, they're making a witch's brew, except the witch's brew is just a pile of entire chickens. Yeah,
Chicken
the rat's
nuggets.
share. The rat's share is when you drop it on the ground. The angel's share is when it magically vanishes. Ty's share is when you hurt yourself getting the food out because it's still too hot. That's my share, is those bites of food, which are always some of the best for what it's worth, but there's a heavy cost. Time to chili oil these bites.
I know there's a lot of chicken in there. You know, but when you're working with large batches, the amount of liquid you need to use always feels comical.
Yeah. It always feels like you're just like emptying a Gatorade bottle of sauce onto it, and you're like, well, this can't be right. This is an obscene amount of sauce, and it just it ends up all finding its home.
How fucking dare you, Rum Rusher? How dare you?
Oh shit! Did we get the good Wojak? Thank you, Rum. We have fun here. I'll be honest. This might be a fucking stupid opinion. So I kind of want a vibe check on this from the audience, from you, Doc, from everyone. If you put one box and it just had like a flap that closed, a box of food, and all you told me is like, this is a box of fried chicken. This is also a box of fried chicken. All the labeling and everything is identical. The only difference is one has like a well-made flap that you can like stuff part of the cardboard into, and that's how it locks. And the other one, the flap just kind of lays over it and they rubber band it closed. Which one do you think is better?
Oh, the latter, obviously.
Rubber banding it closed. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's so much better. I don't know why, but it's way better. Like, I know it's better, and I can't explain it. Thanks for him, bro. And even, okay, sick. Chad is like banded, rubber band. Rubber band is better, hands down. We got one lock flap, rubber band, 100%. Give me that rubber band, the band, rubber band, windmill slam the rubber band one every time. You know you're getting more with the band, rubber band with a comma and nothing afterwards, rubber band. Rubber banded containers always whip the big one in all caps. Fuck, okay, yeah. Yeah, and I think Indigo Blooper really nailed it with, there's an authenticity to the rubber band. There's just like a certain, I know someone still is putting love directly into this. Yeah. Also, yeah, you think there's more for sure. And thank you, Rambro, and thank you, I'm a Chokester, for the resubs. All right, I'm glad to know that almost, it was like very close to unanimous on like the one with the rubber band. Yeah. So I guess advice to any fledgling restaurateurs: if you want to do takeaway of some variety or delivery, consider doing rubber bands on your containers, especially if it's cheaper to just get a shitty box with a rubber band on it. The people believe in it more.
Also, free rubber band.
And you get a free rubber band. Who doesn't want that? What have you?
I have never bought rubber bands myself. I just collect rubber bands from delivery stuff. I've got two right in front of me right now. I use them for things.
Oh, like my inexplicable container of all the plastic cutlery I never use, that I was like, oh, why do I have this? And then I moved and I was like, this kicks ass. I have so much cutlery, I just don't have to clean for the first like 2 months of living here. See, I gotta be honest. I want you to give me the whole fucking bird, right? Is that just me? Is that my American ass showing right now? I just want this. I want to destroy this whole thing.
Yeah, you want the whole thing, but they're probably not selling the whole thing by itself. Or, no, they totally are. Never mind.
Okay, so maybe
you can buy them
like,
as whole things, or that you can get them for like per bit.
Yeah, pretty broken down. Okay. Yeah, they just have it where they can break it down for you a little bit. All I know is, when I was a young boy, I saw on Fox Kids Flint, the Time Detective. And I saw that little shithead eating a big meat on a bone, a big anime meat on a bone, and I thought, Why does that ugly motherfucker get that and I don't? when do I get mine? That son of a bitch. And I've been spending every day of my life just trying to recreate the joy Flint the Time Detective gets every time that son of a bitch looks at a meat on the bone, and I've never had that. Even the fighting food-ons didn't have the joy that Flint the Time Detective had whenever he looked at a big meat on a bone. Well, it's time for another oil cauldron of a different variety.
Ooh, making some dashi, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Got the fish. We got the kombu.
Also, yeah, it makes sense that you would have, like, what is essentially like a giant, like a T cylinder, basically. That
You'd be able to just remove it out instantly. No problem.
Yeah. It seems so obvious in retrospect. Like, yeah, just use a big T infuser to make a huge ass amount of dashi at once. And then just pull it all out. Didn't mean to go all caps, but I stand by it. That's right. I need to be able to strap a giant meat on a bone to my back like Monkey D. Luffy. That's right. Oh, fire alarm. Sorry, I kicked over a trash can. I've picked it up. Yeah, I think the extra good part about my ad blocker, hitting it frame 1, is like, it lets my audience know regularly, no, please, use an ad blocker. I don't get like any money from ads. I have less than like 50,000 viewers. So ad money is dog shit. I would rather have you here getting to see as much as you can. And obviously, if you do it by subscribing, that's awesome. I would love that. That supports me directly. Thank you so much. I love you. But if not, I totally get it. There's some parts of the world where subscriptions are like not converted well and are like fucking hee-hoo expensive. I get it. Check out an ad blocker though. That shit's free. There's some that work really well. Like, look into it, please. I want you to have the best time watching my shit you can. That's why I disable the pre-roll stuff, so that when people drop in, they're not immediately slapped in the head with ads. But like, please, check out an ad blocker. I implore you. They're so good. And YouTube's just getting worse, man. YouTube's just getting worse. So you're gonna need to get one. Hey, did you hear that Amazon is now starting to, play ads as part of their like Prime Video? They're now running ads in the middle like Hulu did. Yeah, get an ad blocker, man. It's just gonna get worse. Yeah, like real shit, human to human, not streamer to viewer, not any of that shit. Human to human, get an ad blocker. If you don't have one, dog, you're gonna need it. It's gonna get worse. Get one now when it's not that bad.
Ad blockers are basically necessary. They pretty much are.
I think about, there was a time where I was like a little bit iffy on using them until the head of the pit crew, wisest man of all, fucking Smite, said, yeah, man, I installed an ad blocker back in like 2003, and it's the best antivirus I've ever had and continues to be the best antivirus I've ever had. And like, he's right. Ad blockers and script blockers do more for antivirus than like any other software I've used.
It's true.
I didn't mean to have a side diatribe of please get an ad blocker, but for the love of God, get an ad blocker. Yeah. The only people really getting money off ads are like Google and, you know, Amazon and shit. They pass on barely any. Big leak. Are those tofu skins? Just a big ass pile of tofu skins? Man, just give me those. I didn't understand the appeal of tofu skins. And now that I'm like pretty into tofu, like conceptually, like I got over my Midwestern heritage and stopped being racist about tofu. It's like really good. It's yeah, man, it's got a really nice chew. There's a firmness to it. It's like meaty, but it's very consistent. It's sick. The skins are definitely more of a, I could see someone being like, that texture's not for me. But me, I love the skins. You know what America is missing?
What's that?
Big, hot containers of fluid with food just vibing in them to serve at the ready. We don't do this enough. Too many grills, too many pans, too many ovens. Not enough big, hot wets. I feel like I feel like the West has fallen behind on big, hot wet.
Big Wet is one of my favorites of food, so I understand.
Yeah, I love a fucking hot pot. And like, there's so many varieties of different forms of hotted pot, all in so many different cultures. And I feel like I'm lucky if I get the one, you know? Everything here looks so good. This would be one of those places that I would go in and I'd be like, no, I do not speak Korean. I am sorry. It all looks good. Serve me whatever. I'll figure out how to eat it. I'll piece it together. I'll like look around the restaurant, see what people are up to. kind of follow the vibes, you know, read the room, see how I'm supposed to eat this sauce. Yeah, exactly. I will pay for. I will point at 3 or 4 things, and whatever it costs, it costs. If it ends up being way too much food, and I have to eat it tomorrow morning as well, that's life. That's fine. Damn, those look crispy. Those look like some crispy shrimp. Oh. How do you go wrong with like any variation on dumpling?
You don't. The dumpling is one of the perfect food types. Like, everyone's got them for a reason. They're all good.
They're all good.
It's very difficult to define, like, if there's even a single culture that does not have a dumpling of some kind.
Rasamune, I love that idea so much. I have a feeling that would actually land in so many cultures. I have a feeling that would be like well received by so many cultures. Just have someone write you like a little sign in the native language that says, I apologize, I do not speak this language. Just give me the best stuff you got. Just give me whatever the best food in here is. The universal form of, I'm sorry, I'm very dumb, but I love good food and I will pay for it. The Ray Smuckles classic. You know, it's crazy to think eBay's still a website.
Yeah.
Remember when eBay used to be like a cultural phenomenon? Like, people would talk about eBay, you know?
I have used eBay once in the last 12 years. I feel like that's about right.
Weird Al made a song about eBay, that's true. The last time I used eBay, it was awesome. It was, so the Pokemon trading card game, right? So you know how they were like selling obscene numbers of those cards because they somehow managed to give temporarily the NFT brainworms to cross over into the Pokemon collectible card game community for a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, so it turns out when that happened, there were 10 million packs that were bought and opened, and every Pokemon TCG pack comes with a digital code that lets you get an equivalent pack, like to open, in the digital game. The thing is, the collectors can't sell those because there's no way to trade or sell cards in the digital client because it's a game for kids and they don't need it to have a fucking economy.
So
Which
did
means,
they resell the packages?
you can get the codes. Yeah, you can buy the codes and you can buy them for like 200 packs worth of codes for like $12. So I just bought like 500 packs of cards for me and 500 packs of cards for Minimat and was like, let's just play Pokemon for a bit. Yeah, it's like $12 to have like an entire set of cards. I was like, fuck it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that was part of the change to the new client. Was the old client did have like some stuff like that, and apparently it made the like end years of it just fucking miserable. Yeah, if you just want to play that new client and you just want to play digital, yeah, you can just buy like crazy amounts of codes for like 10 to $20 depending on what set. It's really nice.
The last time I used eBay was, I believe it was when I was assembling my armor. I was looking up, just through all their various like available storefronts. Learned pretty quickly that that's actually one of the very common ways of that stuff scamming you though. So they would just not send you the shit, or in case of one where they were offering a book on how to assemble a Koradzina, just out of curiosity, they sent me the book photocopied onto a bunch of loose paper instead. I still have the information. It's just not the book that I paid for,
That's so funny. Oh, what a shithead move.
They didn't even do it in color. They just did it on black and white.
The thing is, like, there is nothing that sucks more at the time that is funny later than just like getting the wrong shit entirely. Like, obviously I laugh about the fucking getting my seltzer replaced with kombucha now, but at the time it was not funny.
It sucked ass. I know that you were quite angry at the time, but now it's just really fucking funny.
So funny. And I think that the one that I remember was the one that like got published online by a couple places. So fucking funny. It was just somebody who like tried to buy like a Wi-Fi router or something. It was just like some piece of tech or whatever. And they got it home and opened it up, and all it was it was a bag full of rocks with the word puta written on it, just bitch in Spanish. It was so funny. I think about the fucking puta bag all the time. And the main thing was they were like, yeah, that happens sometimes, but like what sucked was we bought this as a new product and they tried to give us a refurbished one, or like a one that had been returned. But damn, I think about it. It's so funny. It's so funny. Also, it ends up being a no real harm one, because sure, that person has to return it and get it exchanged for a new one, but the only person taking a haircut on that is Walmart, so like fuck them, like whatever. And it is a very funny story at the end. That it's incredible. I remember back in the day when they would try to use intentionally confusing language surrounding the Xbox and the Xbox One and the Xbox One X to try and make it so they could legally send you just the box, but not the Xbox inside of the box. And would still get people to bid like up to like hundreds of dollars and be like, look, we sent you one Xbox box. That's what you ordered. What do you want? Just a big bag of organ meat?
Seems like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Pokemon cards a little bit, I mean, the funniest fucking situation there was guy who fucking caused the numbers to go out of control entirely anyway, getting scammed with oh yeah, he went ahead and bought like, I think it was like 5,000 cards, right? To try to, like 5,000 packs or something. And they were all filled with worthless WWE trading cards instead. Like every last one of them.
What? Who did this happen to?
Logan Paul.
That was Logan Paul?
Right.
He got hit by WWE boosters? Oh man. I didn't hear he got owned that way. That's awesome. That's so good. Oh man. Yeah. Was Logan Paul really big into Pokemon cards? Is that one of the things that pushed the fervor?
He specifically was like the guy who pushed it he basically is what gave people the NFT brain about them.
Hey everybody, here's a good piece of advice from me, Ty Tuesday. If Logan Paul promotes something or seems to be into something, it's a scam. Like, that's all there is to it. Historically, look, you can say that's a mean thing to say. You can say that's hateful. You can say that's not fair. But historically, if you're on the side of statisticians and science, we're currently at a 100% hit rate of it's all scams. So, like, even if he starts supporting non-scam things for the next decade, it's going to be a while till he cracks even 50-50. So, like, I would just assume everything that guy says is a scam. Thank you for the donation, Dovetail Echo. Xbox One, can you order one Xbox One Xbox? Receive 2 original Xboxes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Even Mr. Beast did NFTs. Yeah, Mr. Beast is capitalism. Like, I know that people like him and he does nice things with capitalism. He's still just like capitalism incarnate, you know? That's why he's very successful in our current system, because he's capitalism incarnate. And yo, thank you. Ooh, I bet those have a really nice texture to them, honestly. Except for maybe like the tripe sections.
Well, the thing about the tripe sections, the people specifically want that weird kind of rubbery, like resistive texture, because like you're not going to get that at almost anything else.
True. Big cabbage. Careful. This thing loves to eat hands. It's made for cabbage, but it'll eat hands too. Don't test it.
When you make a truly astonishing amount of shreddage, guess you gotta have special shreddage machines.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Cabbage is one of the like most common and most successful food fillers. Cabbage really made a name for itself early on, and you know, across the globe, you know, Germany, Korea, everybody loves a cabbage.
Cabbage and its variants are the most widely grown non-grain crop.
Congratulations to cabbage, honestly. Keep it up, guys. I loved what you did in 2023, and 2024 is looking good.
Yeah, and when I say that, I am including broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, Napa cabbage, all of the different kinds of cabbage, because they're all the same fucking thing. They're just grown in different ways.
God, Napa cabbage at a hot pot, it is like
really good.
It elevates above cabbage. Yeah, like legit, if somebody like was a cabbage hater and you just slipped them some Napa cabbage during hot pot and like didn't tell them, they could go their entire life without knowing they actually just like cabbage, because it is just another level. I don't know if it's like being freshly cooked in the hot flavorful liquids or just like what, but yeah, the texture you get, it's so good. It's like vegetable-y, but it's still got like, it's got a bit more density to it, if that makes sense. It's so good. gets that broth in it too. Yeah, man. Whoa, easy there, Rockefeller. Not all of us can afford this many eggs. What is this? Is it a 5-star restaurant? What kind of budget do they have? Am I right, folks?
Too many eggs. That was Hotel Mario saying that. In case anyone was curious.
Many eggs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Geop could eat those eggs in like one sitting, I think. I think that's like
Probably,
one Geop of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this seems really long. What are we doing with this?
They're gonna make it in a giant long thing and then cut it up, I think.
Oh, we're doing a roll, you think?
Not necessarily a roll. They're gonna stack things on top of this.
Oh, like put things on top
Kind
of it
of
and then put more over the top again and then maybe like flip it and bake the underside.
Yeah, they'll cut it up before they flip it because they're not gonna be able to flip this thing. But
I could.
Okay.
I just put one hand under each side, then take a big, like, you know those like spatulas, like the extra big spatulas for like really fucking up burgers and stuff that they make?
Yeah.
One of those in my mouth, Roronoa Zorro style. And I'm just getting in there.
I see.
All of them. The hard part is flipping it. Because you do need to synchronize the mouth and the hand action really well, and that's tough. Ooh, Archip.
And just like with Mick,
Man, use a pizza peel. Archip's so much fucking smarter than I am. It sucks.
yeah, pizza peel is definitely gonna be enough for this entire thing. You're right, 100%.
Well, no, I have the
just
pizza
like with the
peel in
bacon,
my
your
mouth
dick is
like
out, right?
Roronoa Zorro,
Yeah.
and then I flip the other parts with my hand still.
Like Roronoa Zorro, are you using 3 pizza peels?
I mean, if it's for Monkey D. Luffy, I'll do it. give me the peels. I'm ready.
All right.
Tai, who has neither read nor watched all of One Piece. If it's for Luffy, I'll do it. Well, I think part of the reason bacon is so different per country is like bacon is a huge piece of meat. Like any part of a pig is huge, but the part that we consider bacon is like just like anywhere on the torso, basically, right? Because it's like any part of the stomach, any part of the back can be considered a bacon.
Yeah, it is a thing that depends per place because it's pretty much the same preparation applied to different parts of the pig. Like American bacon is almost exclusively pork belly, but then you have things like there's back bacon, there's actually loin bacon. Often is that's a part you can get. In some parts of Australia, I believe you can get basically a full combined. This is basically all of the bacon.
That's what I call it.
Place.
That's what I call it when I sit down on like when I'm going to like a local high school football game, to see my son play football, and I sit down in the hot metal bleachers. That's my loins bacon. Am I right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son's just been he's been really, he's been trying out there. He's been giving his all. He didn't really do great in a lot of other activities. He's been struggling in school, so I just want him to do well, Yeah.
Well, I hope your son is doing all right.
Yeah, same. Yeah. You know how teens are. They don't like to talk to their old man anymore.
I know how that is.
Yeah.
I'm 12 years old.
I don't know. Like, I would definitely eat this, but I don't know if this is like a
These ain't done.
There has to be more, right? Because this isn't an attractive
they're not done.
presentation.
I mean, they didn't even use the eggs yet, as they're showing here.
Oh, the eggs. Okay, we're cooking them all individually, though.
Actually, fun note. Straight up for until like the 1940s or so, at least in England, bacon was actually the vast majority of the meat that they ate.
Huh. I guess that makes sense that like a cured meat would probably be what was the most prevalent until like, electrical refrigeration was invented.
Mm-hmm. Which that was roughly in the 1930s, if I remember right. So, like,
yeah. Man, what a weird brain blast. Sorry. Talking about the invention of modern refrigeration just made me think for a second, like, yeah, unlike the Romans who had to like put it down a well to keep stuff cold, that was bullshit. Thermae Roma was right. Like, I can't be getting hit with Thermae Roma flashbacks from the time we watched that with Kuvo like 8 years ago. Fuck. What a weird show. Why did they make a show that was entirely just people talking shit about Rome? And just being like, Rome sucks.
For what it's worth, this was not the reasoning for it, but a lot of people in the modern day extremely need to learn that Rome sucked. They really do. They really fucking do.
Thermae Roma was right, man. More people need to, more white men need to hear that Rome sucked.
Exactly. No, Void Lily, I'm saying people think about the Roman Empire way too much.
Yeah, they need to think less about it and more about like doing a push-up. Eating a nice well-rounded breakfast.
I will do neither of these, thank you very much. I'm gonna just think more about Augustus Caesar.
All right. Now I don't even know how I'm supposed to approach these bad boys. Now I'm fully just intimidated by this thing. I'm worried
It's kind of an okonomiyaki is the thing, and those across the board are so stuffed with stuff. There are so many sauces going on here. I'm getting a flashback. I've seen this video before. I was hanging out with Liz when she was doing this, and we had a sauce count. And this particular video got at like 8 or 9.
This must have been very recently, because this is a 5-day-old video.
Well, I mean, this is reused from some other video, is what this is.
Oh, yeah, this is a collection. Okay, word. See, for me, the big thing is, like, I feel like I would need to, like, hire the delicate touch of a lesbian to, like, feed me the first couple bites of this thing without it fucking exploding. I think I would touch this, and much like how Geop sometimes touches a chair and it simply falls to fragments, I would just touch the chopsticks and the entire thing would go off like a flashbang in my face. I don't know how.
Truly split to flinders.
Yeah.
Craft on top, pretty common in Korea. Trust me.
Yeah, we actually mentioned that already once the stream is, the American singles show up a lot in other countries, and there's like less of a natural aversion to them, which I feel like that was something that might have also been from like growing up in the whole like natural obsession era where like everyone wanted food
that,
to be
and
natural
also
so
we are cheese eaters in the Western world, where most places aren't really cheese eaters, which means they don't give nearly as much of a shit about how high quality or whatever the cheese is. Because
also they want the cheese to serve a purpose, and a lot of times craft singles are really good at that purpose when it's like have something that's creamy, a little tangy, and emulsifies super good. Yep, that's what it's good at.
And when I say they don't give a shit about the specific kind of cheese and whatnot, that's not me judging them for being like, oh, they don't have a fondness for like good cheeses or anything like that. No, I'm saying that they aren't pretentious about cheese.
Yeah, there is
the opposite, in fact.
There is a wisdom to using the 5-cent slice of cheese when the 5-cent slice of cheese is called for, and there is conversely a certain sort of foolishness when you use the $20 slice of cheese when the 5-cent slice of cheese simply would have done the same. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The
restaurant industry. There were some times where the restaurant industry was really struggling with that, particularly on the uptick of like bougie restaurants and like butcher forward places that were using huge amounts of really expensive ingredients and being like, "Whoo, sure is hard to make a profit here." And it's like, you are using Perrier water for cooking. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, of course you're not making money. Every dish you make costs $80.
You get your good cheeses in bulk, and then you use cheap cheeses as much as you can to fill them out.
Exactly.
Because also, like, there's another level to that of, I've talked about this before, but the concept of presence versus prevalence on taste buds and how they pick up individual signatures of taste and whatnot. For specific things, and not many, but they do. But there are things that are like this. The presence of something and being able to taste the presence of it is significantly more important than having lots of it for your ability to taste it. Onions are like the number one thing that this is obvious for, where there's actually not a significant amount of flavor difference in a lot of cooking applications between half an onion and 4 onions, believe it or not. Like, you're not really going to get an enormous amount of extra onion flavor out of it.
4 onions. You've got 4 delicious onions to eat like apples afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's the good stuff. Yeah, it's for me to eat like a horse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes cheeses are this as well, where all you really need is just a relatively small amount of the good cheese, and then you can filler it out with a lot of other cheaper, less flavorly bodied cheese. Actually, Ethan Jablowski just did a video about this, where you can actually fill out quite a lot of a mac and cheese with just Velveeta and get a pretty good amount of still cheese flavor from adding in, the good stuff as well, but at a significantly lesser amount.
Also, you get a perfect emulsion. I just wanted to stop and appreciate the breading on these bad boys real quick, because there is so much good going on here before they even hit the fryer. The size on these little shits is like all perfect. They're all different shapes, but they're all perfect, if that makes sense. They've all got the right like volume to density to everything else, despite being all sorts of different. But also the unevenness means you're going to get so many fun little experiences eating these bad boys. Also, these look hella poppable. These look like the kind of things that I would eat in like 2 bites and still just be like, wow, I just went through like a ton of those so fast. Like, it's easy with a 1-bite food, but with a 2-bite food, it's got to be good. And these, I think, are going to be that good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that where the human body only has so many receptors, right? And at some point, if all the receptors are switched to on, putting more of said chemical onto the receptors isn't going to change anything. They're on. Yeah. You see this problem a lot. That's part of why the God, was it like 20 dabs fast or whatever, that video where he just does
25 dabs fast.
25 dabs fast. Yeah. Part of the reason that's so fucking funny to me is understanding the chemistry of what weed does in your brain. He was capped after 2. Like, that was it. 2 at most. 2, and all of Jimmy's receptors were coated. There was no space left over. Every little THC CBD receptor in his brain, every little keyhole, bam, filled. All of them. Not a single space left. Anything else is, you have super saturated your receptors. Anything else you do is just hurting you for no benefit. And then my man does 23 of the most painful hits I've ever seen in my life. Like, the best case is you do what's referred to as whiting out, which means you just overload so bad that you just go to sleep. Like, that's it. It's so funny. God, this all looks so good. There's something about a lightly glossy sauce chicken that's just so hard to beat, man. There's something nice about the fact that a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbohydrate, and a little bit of fat together is just so fucking good. And that's exactly what we need. It's such a blessing, man. Can you imagine if it was really unpleasant when you mixed all three of the most important things together? Instead of being the best in 1 million different ways.
Nice. I'd find that intensely upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even going to neutral when you had the vid and couldn't taste, that's already hell. Imagine if it was worse.
Yeah.
Yo, Sonia, thanks for the raid. What's good?
I couldn't taste for a month and a half. Ugh.
Yeah, my buddy Lyman lost it for like, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 months, but that was before there was any vaccines or anything for it, and also he smoked.
Same here.
So, like, the smoking
I
definitely
do not
made
smoke.
You don't. Yeah, exactly. And I think the cigarette smoking made it last way longer. Like, way longer. Because that already dulls your sense of taste a little bit. But yeah, what's good, everybody? Hey, Sonia, thank you for the raid again. What were y'all up to? And, yeah, we're just watching some street food.
Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve is what Sonia was playing earlier.
Oh, nice. Nice. I hope you, how am I forgetting the one word Parasite Eve uses in weirdly large amount?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria, thank you. The powerhouse of the cell. I hope your mitochondria is good today, my friend. The mighty O's.
Yeah, my hypochondria DNA is acting up really hard, and I think I need to go to the doctor.
I had COVID. Man, these sesame seeds too. It's always nice to see when someone uses the white and the black sesame seeds together. Because I got judged harshly when I did that the first time, and then now I'm seeing like people making the real good food doing it, and I'm like, fuck you idiots, I was right. This is great. They have more.
Yeah.
This is cultural, you morons.
Who the fuck be judging you for using both? They taste slightly different. They're both good.
That's right. I agree. There's more smokiness and more of a deep, complex sesame flavor to the black ones. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's tough out here, man. Yeah, I live with some judgy people.
Wild.
Yeah.
Whenever I use sesame, I use both of them. I've got a container of both.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's great.
And any of them, some Shichimi Togarashi, and they wouldn't understand what's going on. That has both sesame seeds in it.
Yeah, this is the same person that when I used a little bit of truffle oil to finish a plate of French fries, like ran out of the room coughing and gagging and pretending to throw up because he claimed it was so unpleasant. You know, the more I think back to that person, the more I'm just like, why did I ever like that guy? Fuck. Like, holy shit. Ooh, are they putting ice cubes in the batter to keep it like pretty solid and viscous?
Looks like.
That's a really good idea. I didn't think about that at all, because yeah, the batter tends to get like a little runny and like harder to apply when it gets warm. Man, just throw a couple ice cubes in, because the ice cubes aren't going to stick to the thing you're breading. Damn it. That's smart. Yeah, everybody, stand back. Real life hacks. Actual cooking life hacks from a kitchen. Not from fucking Chef Club. Not from Scrumdiddlyumptious. From an actual kitchen cooking things. Yep, this is another one where I could just eat a handful of these, no problem. Ooh, no problem. Yeah. Okay. We know the hot dog question. The answer is always like 4 or 5 or I don't know 100. But how many of these do you think you could eat?
Well,
I guess first, how
actually
many would you like to eat? If you were getting like a quick lunch and you had these and some sauce, how many would you want?
See, this is a shrimp, which I'm not super fond of the texture of, and therefore would probably not want them any really. But
okay, fair enough.
If I was, I think I'd probably go for like 8.
Yeah, I think for me it would be like between 10 and 12, and I'd be like good for a while. I'd be like set. And I'd do that. If I had to, if it was like as many as I can, then yeah, I don't know, like 15,000 million.
For what it's worth, I do like the taste of shrimp. It is just the texture of shrimp I'm not into.
Fair enough.
It is the same problem I have with mushrooms.
I am my mother's son when it comes to shrimp. Part of the joy of being in Galveston, Texas, was they have some pretty fucking good shrimp down there. And I made a point of it. I'm like, I am getting shrimp at least 3 times. A, because I like it. B, because my mom would be upset if I didn't. Yeah, I love shrimp. They're just like, they're a little firmer than most fish. And I think they've got a little bit more pronounced of a flavor. Yeah, I love them.
The firmness and like the slight snappiness to shrimp is something I'm not exactly into.
Exactly. And I love it.
Yeah. And then I get with fish, I have the opposite problem where I actually am kind of into the texture of fish, but I do not like the flavors of fish.
I think I just like every meat. I think I've hit that point where I just
That's
every
fair.
meat. Yeah, I like. There are some where like if it's poorly prepared or like I'll assume it's gonna be poorly prepared. Like if I am offered a choice between 5 meats and one of them is turkey, I will never pick turkey because I am just going to assume that the chance of turkey being the high roll best option is 1 in a trillion. There are multiple simulated universes I've been through and none of them had turkey as the number 1 option at almost any restaurant.
There is one situation where that is the case, actually, and I know exactly what this restaurant is. It's Arby's.
Bold of you to call Arby's a restaurant, but I understand.
I know. I'm not saying I even want to ever go to Arby's or anything like that.
It was so funny because I'm so used to you having like these incredible, like detailed food knowledge, like high-end cooking, just like an understanding all this stuff and like all that, and then it's just
and then I'm talking
Arby's.
about what best meat at Arby's.
Yeah, like I was sitting here getting ready to be hit by the fucking J. Kenji Lopez alt knowledge bomb, and you just slapped me in the face with a Joe is hungry.
This is a thing though. Of all of the options at Arby's, their turkey is legitimately the best produced. There's like actually decent smoked turkey off of that. They has the meats, etc. But that's the only good one. Anyway, I'm not saying you should bother going to get Arby's or anything. I'm just saying I know exactly one situation where I would personally be in where I would say, yeah, give me the turkey.
Which is somebody who doesn't drive, that's going to be a more pressing concern for you, right? Because for someone who does drive like me, if I was at Arby's, I simply would drive somewhere that's not Arby's nearby.
Well, there was no situation where I would end up in an Arby's even though I don't drive, so...
Well, what if you got kidnapped and your kidnapper really liked Arby's?
I probably wouldn't be all that interested in eating. I would think I would just ask for a drink and let's go. Continue kidnapping me. It's fine. I'm good.
Yeah,
you can have whatever you like. I just want a drink.
Yeah, if you could give me like a small curly fry and a root beer, that'd be sick. I don't really need anything else.
I don't even like curly fries, so I'm not even into their fries.
Damn. Top 3 meats. Chicken, gotta be my number one for not just like taste application reasons. There's so many good ways to do chicken, but also just as a health option. There's a lot of good you can do for the human body with chicken, and I think that's beautiful. I love beef for the depth and complexity of flavor beef can often bring to a dish. I think people often use the term beefiness in a vacuum, and it's because it really is a flavor all of its own that's pretty hard to define. It's very, very deep and very its own. What would be my number 3 meat though? Because those are number 1 and number 2 for you. Like chicken, beef, easy. Those are easy choices.
Not super into pork.
Pork was like feeling like a likely number 3, honestly.
If you wanted to include any kinds of fish and seafood, like you could say shrimp is in here.
Yeah, and they're not is the thing. Like I just don't. I've never had seafood be that readily available, so I've never like picked up that desire. Yeah, and like lamb is fine as well, but yeah, I think it's probably pork. Just pork again. So many applications. Also, pork is so easy to produce so economically that pork very much kept society alive for a real long time. Pork is one of those foods where it's just kind of like, oh, you got pork everywhere everyone and everywhere eats pork nonstop.
So for me, it would be probably chicken as one as well, just for similar reasons. Can do anything with it. It is actually legitimately of the meats probably the best for you. Yep. Things like that. My number 2 would be lamb. I actually adore lamb. I absolutely love lamb so much. I just don't get to eat it very often. And then my 3rd would be probably beef.
Yeah,
or pork. It's actually hard to say between the 2.
Every time I eat lamb, I like it. I don't know if I've ever had lamb I don't like. And I don't know if that's like, that might partially be a bias of I don't think my parents ever tried to cook lamb at home. And also just like a lot of it's almost like a survivor bias of Greek restaurants in the Midwest, right? Like only the ones that are like really good usually stick around. So like every time I've had lamb, it's been from a really good place. Also, a lot of it is, the big rotating lamb. It's like, hard to beat.
Yeah, for me, lamb was also one of my dad's favorite meats. So I actually have eaten quite a decent amount of lamb from rib chops to, well, not very often rib chops. That was a very specific time thing because those are really expensive. Baked legs of lamb, very common.
Sorry, I found the next video we're watching.
Yeah.
Amazing. Grilled steak and Italian pasta. All right, Korea, what are you cooking up over there? All right, Korea, let's see what you got. Loud and wet.
How fucking dare you, Rum Rusher? Holy shit. What is with this roasting I'm getting tonight, huh?
The fact that you put the trademark, the rights limited, copyright, and what appears to just be a dollar sign.
I was giving actual insight
Doc,
a question.
I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you put Arby's?
Oh, 10 out of 10, obviously.
No, come on. Just.
Oh,
be
no,
honest.
like a 2.
Like a 2? Okay.
Probably like a 2 or 3.
Great. Yeah, I was going to say, for me, Arby's is like a 1 or a 2. All right. See? Doc hates Arby's, just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Also, an Arby's manager was really rude to my sister and fucked her up mentally a bit. So, also, that's not really Arby's' fault, but also fuck Arby's for that. That shithead Doug, he knows what he did. Is it Arby's fault? No. Do I associate it with Arby's regardless?
It's that Arby's' fault if they're the manager. So.
That's right. Fuck you, Doug. Manage a better Arby's, asshole. Fall off your horse.
Ooh. T-Bones and Porterhouse here.
Which is worse?
T-Bones and Porterhouse are... Oh, sorry.
Oh, just someone asked, which is worse, Arby's or Burger King? And I think that's
Arby's.
It's
definitely Arby's.
I think it's a chronologically unstable question, is the trick of it. Because there's definitely been periods where I would say Arby's over Burger King, and there's been periods where I'd say Burger King over Arby's. I think both are really bad right now. I think the main advantage I would have is Burger King. I would get a meal I was disappointed with for like $8 or $9. And at Arby's, I would get a meal I was disappointed in for like $16 or $17. And I think that's
what I'm
problem.
saying. It's pretty easily, I guess, at least at this moment, Arby's is definitely the worst of those two because you're going to be equally, if not even more so disappointed at twice the cost.
Twice the cost. Arby's is so fucking expensive, and I don't get why. Is that what they're charging this day? Yeah, Arby's is always, ever since Arby's had the initiative to do like, we're doing deli sandwiches now. They're like artisanal. I think they literally were one of the first companies to start pushing like artisan or artisanal as like their like adjectives for marketing. And they tried to shoot their prices the fuck up because they used to be the Arby's 5 for $5 where you could get like, you know, like 5 little beef and cheddar juniors for $5. And now, nah, dog. Now it's like $7 for like a starter sandwich. It sucks.
Sorry, did I hear you right? Beef and cheddar
Junior. That's right.
Okay, gotcha. Just making sure.
Junior. What can I say? I love NASCAR drivers that have Junior at the end of the name, like Bobby Labonte, Junior, or Dale Earnhardt. Junior.
So, by the way, for anyone who's unaware, the only difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse steak is actually the size of the fillet chunk of the steak.
Huh.
The T-bones are cut from the end that has significantly less loin. The porterhouse is cut from the part that has a lot of loin. That's it. That's the only difference. And that's why porterhouse steaks are significantly more expensive. It's because they have a fillet on them.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I worked in a meat department, so I have all of this shit memorized.
We don't have Arby's in Rhode Island. I have never seen one, and I feel like I have missed absolutely nothing other than ennui. So there was a short, brief time where Arby's made a weirdly good beef and cheddar that was comedically cheap. That was the one item that Arby's had for a while that was like flavor to economics were really good. And they rode that for as long as they could. But much like the $5 footlong, basing an entire product on the product is ridiculously well priced is not a winning move long term. It is not a winning move long term. Like even Costco, it famously takes haircuts on the cheap hot dog. It's just a matter of they don't care that you're spending, you know, $1 for a $1.78 hot dog or whatever, because you're also buying $700 worth of groceries. Like, you're good on the hot dog, homie. It's fine. We're taking a loss lead. Really more of a loss ender. Just a little thank you gift of a hot dog. You want to talk price hikes? Holy shit, Subway got expensive. So Subway is fascinating because Subway, it wasn't a case of Subway feels like it got expensive all at once because it did, but the reason it did was kind of fascinating, which is the $5 footlong marketing was so good and so strong that they couldn't break free from it, which is a problem when you no longer can possibly make a profit selling a footlong sub for $5, no matter how much you cut ingredients out of the bread and introduce sugar and wood dust till the point that Ireland goes, legally, this is a cake now. A thing that did happen to Subway, in case anyone forgot, the time that Ireland had to go, this is a cake, about a Subway meatball sub. Oh, man. It's so funny. But yeah, Subway, I'm trying to remember if I want to say one of the podcasts I listened to actually did a full episode about Subway franchising, because if you didn't know, Subway franchising was like aggressively scammy. Yeah, Subway. Okay, it was September 13th. Lie, cheat, and steal. Check them out. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just I like their stuff and I want them to have a couple listeners for walking around, you know. But yeah, Subway is bonkers. And the other thing too is Void Lily's got it dead on. If you had like $10,000, Subway would sell you a franchise, and the people they targeted to sell these franchises to were largely immigrants who were trying to get the American dream set up. They were trying to they had saved, they moved to America, they were going to buy a small store, they were going to run a sandwich shop, and they were going to set up a life for their family. And boy, howdy, this contract is hellaciously complicated, but it's okay because I'm here and I'm full of life. We're in America. Everything's going to be Gucci here. And then it's fucking not, man. And then it's so bad. What you're telling me is that Subway is an MLM pyramid scheme. It's not as far off as they would like to have you believe is the reality of it.
Remember that time where they had a spokesperson that was a pedophile?
Yeah. yeah, I do. And somehow, not their biggest mistake. Somehow. True. But yeah, the other thing is, so what I was trying to say though is part of the reason it felt like the price shot up all at once is Subway was enforcing the $5 footlong marketing for a super long period of time. And you'd have franchisees from different areas be like, dude, we can't do this. Like, we are literally losing money by having this offer. And it's such a good offer that no one buys anything else. Because why would you get anything else at Subway if you could get a foot-long sub that you want for $5? Why would you pay more for anything else when all of it is less than? Like, it was so bad. So like they were just like saying repeatedly, we can't do this. And then finally at some point, I can't remember if it was like there was a lawsuit that brought it to light, or just they finally had to like talk about it. But yeah, no, they finally just once they were like, okay, yeah, footlongs don't have to be $5 anymore. And all of a sudden they shot up to like $8 or $9, which is probably where they should have been for the last few years. And they were just basically taking it out on the individuals. Little Caesars had similar issues with the $5 hot and ready. Oh, is it not a $5 hot and ready anymore? Thank fuck I moved from Indiana, man. Nothing good there anymore.
Yeah, for what it's worth, though, the reasoning for the $5 hot and ready was never a financial goal. That was actually they wanted to make sure that there was something that was really cheap on there so people would be able to get anything from them.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair. That worked on me 100%. There were times where I would go in for a $5 hot and ready and be like, you know what? Actually, I do want the like $8 pizza with stuff I want on it. And so it worked. They got me. Yeah. And also, Subway definitely covered up the Jared stuff for way longer than they should have, which is any amount of time for sure.
Yeah.
It was great in college. There are so many things that I feel like that about. Like, I genuinely do not know how I would have survived the year of living, or the summer of living with Carmen, without having a Taco Bell nearby that had like a incredible $1 menu. Yo, Happy New Year, Mealy.
On the other hand, if there's one thing I know got me, it's Dominican restaurants around here giving you fucking like nearly a pound of pernil pork for like $10, in addition to a gigantic bowl of rice.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take like another lap through all the Mexican restaurants around me because they were all fucking awesome, and I legitimately just need to try like the same dish at all of them to figure out which one, because they were all so good. Right, that's what it was. The lawsuit was for a separate thing where the footlongs were no longer a foot long, and someone took them to court over it, which is awesome.
I'm gonna go and check real quick the price on this because that place was offering something new recently, and I just want to check it out. Let me see, Bani Restaurants. Don't care about that. Just look at the fucking thing. Yeah, they actually have the ability for me to, if I wanted to, buy pork belly by the pound there.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like crispy chicharron pork belly. I'm just saying, if Dominican restaurants, they got good food for the money. Trust me.
They've got the meats, as Doc would say.
They
about
absolutely got the meats.
Doc's favorite restaurant, the Dominican restaurant that has the meats, not Arby's, you weirdo. Also, yeah, I don't know why there's a. This is an interesting thing for me. Doc, do you know this? Why there's a water wall behind the wok?
I'm going to assume that's just condensation from the exceptionally hot fire going on.
I mean, that's like
Or to
running
keep it
water.
Yeah, okay. It's probably to keep that area cold because, or cool, because those woks are giving off like 125,000 BTUs.
Honestly, yeah, it might just be a case of like it's
those burners.
Yeah, to keep some of the stuff a little bit cool because yeah, I mean, look at it. Look at the fucking fireball under there.
That's
Jesus
a fucking
Christ.
jet engine down there.
Yeah, sometimes I forget that other cultures, they just fucking cook on a jet engine and it's fucking boss as hell, man. It's so sick. Oh, that's right. Because, yeah, Jay Kenji was doing a video making fried rice at home recently. And he was like, yeah, if you have one of these, you can sometimes take off the cover that like diffuses the flame and it'll make it one big cone. And I'm like, whoa, big flame. And then I like look over at Korea and they're like, a big flame, huh? And they're just like, yeah, check this out. This thing can like either pilot a Boeing or make you fried rice in 26 frames. Like, it's gonna be so fast.
The output of most, like stovetop ranges that have a gas burner on them is often like anywhere between like 8,000 and 15,000 BTUs. The average like wok burner in a like Chinese or Korean restaurant is like 125,000, 150,000 BTUs. I'm talking about flames that are literally 10 times hotter. Okay.
I'm so fucking jealous. God, why Korea, give me. Give me. I promise I won't burn down much. I just want like a little jet engine to cook on.
You probably can't smelt on them because, I mean, you could smelt pewter. That's easy. You can do that on a regular stovetop. But you can't forge iron on them just because I need to emphasize forges get really fucking hot. I'm talking about way hotter even than that.
Forges are one of the things where you are able to tell. I could close my in the shop that I studied in at Purdue University. If the forge was on, you could close your eyes, walk around the room a random amount, and you might not be able to tell anything else, but you could tell roughly how close to the forge you were because it was just a gradient of like, you don't feel it at all by the garage doors, by the exit. And then as you got closer and closer, it is just rapidly approaching the surface of the sun. It's crazy how hot they get. And it's a big hot too. It's a lot of hot. It's a lot of hot from a lot of places to get the metal heated evenly. Our forges are kilns hotter. Forges by like a factor of 5. Yeah.
There are some kilns that can get exceptionally hot, but like they are still not going to be as hot as even the coolest propane forge.
Yeah, and the thing you have to remember too is like forges, a lot of times we're thinking about like small hand-fired things. You have to remember forges are also like huge industrial leviathans that are just powered by impossible amounts of fuel through impossibly optimized jet nozzles, all that stuff. And they get so hot. Because at some point you're trying to melt things that are borderline unmeltable. Like they are physically designed, like their properties does not break down under heat, and then we are still melting it anyway. It's like
tungsten is so difficult to melt that we actually basically don't bother. We just sinter it together instead. We get the powder of it and just force it together with enough heat to force it into a relatively stable pseudo molecular structure because that's easier than trying to melt down tungsten and forming individual bars of it or anything like that.
How much umami do you think is in this individual little bowl here?
Oh, you touch that stuff and your mouth is going to be like, oh man, you put like an entire handful of mushrooms in here. Unbelievably is what I'm getting at.
I wish someone would touch me with the mushroom experience. The best JoJo stand. Someone just touches me and I'm like, oh, that was so umami. Yeah, what did you want me to do? Yeah, I got you, man. Whatever, it's fine. That was delicious, by the way.
This is going to be me at MagFest right there. Because I'm making a chicken soup. So I'm going to be doing this. Beautiful stocks, garçon.
Ooh, and clarifying a little bit too. Get those fine bits.
Yeah, it was already very clear, and then here we are also getting rid of any of the bits.
Yeah, the
with this
particulate.
conical strainer, and the cheesecloth.
The mushroom experience. Yeah, that's the band that I was trying to download the newest stuff from Slipknot off of Kazaa, and I just kept getting handed a bunch of the Mushroom Experience tracks, and like, it was okay industrial, but not really what I was looking for, you feel me?
I kept on finding things that were attributed to Weird Al that definitely weren't by Weird Al.
Yeah, I love the funny Zelda song, but that's not Serge Tankian. That's not System of a Down.
A lot of fucking mustard. There's so much mustard in that.
There's so much mustard in this. Italian spaghetti. Never show an Italian this.
Well, so far they're not doing anything wrong.
Kermit and Big Bird get high. Now there's a Kazaa classic. That's certified LimeWire shit. Funny prank Duke Nukem Ventrilo call. Now that's the stuff.
Man, can you imagine the timeline where fucking Metallica wasn't the biggest pieces of shit and we still had Kazaa to this day?
That'd be so fucking cool.
That picture of, the future utopia right here.
I forgot what we were doing, Kermit. Yeah. Man. I won't lie, I'm a little nervous the way they're distributing this pasta. The tray is concerning, I feel like.
Remember downloading free LimeWire and using that to download paid LimeWire? You better believe it.
Fuck
I absolutely did that.
It's the best. It was the best fucking banditry in gaming. Because, like, what are they going to do? Be like, you stole LimeWire. And you'd be like, all you do is steal. What's LimeWire gonna call the cops on me? Yeah, okay, good luck. Oh, my drug dealer's gonna call the cops to his house. Go for it, man. Like, that's exactly what the defense was, right? Like, we all just assumed it was the drug dealers not gonna call the cops to their own house. You sell the software that steals. Yeah, it's like the guy who sold fucking different forms of like light wands and stuff to cheat slot machines in Vegas. Yeah, like of course he's not gonna call the cops. He sold you a fucking light wand for $10,000.
Ooh, we got some wood specifically for. Wow, all right, that is some thick cut.
Is that like
belly.
wood and was that like seasoned bonito flakes though as well? That they just threw on top?
No, this is wood flakes.
Or is this like a wood flake?
Yeah, these are all wood flakes.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, I had only seen little clips of it here and there, and I was like, are those fucking fish flakes? But no, yeah, that's wood chips that we're soaking.
They're soaking in water specifically because they do want them to stand up and produce smoke. That's the idea. They want that.
Yep. I've just never seen wood chips in that form factor before.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. You know what I have seen like that? Mulch.
Oh, delicious.
Gotta love mulch.
I'd go for some mulch right now.
I fucking hate mulch. I won't lie. I know everyone was like hyped up on mulch gang and shit, but that just shows me none of them motherfuckers ever had to get on their hands and knees and distribute mulch in a yard. Bunch of fucking bunch of fucking zoomers telling me they like mulch. You don't know a goddamn thing about mulch, you little shit.
Well, la-di-da. Well, I actually have done that at least once. Not very commonly, but at least once. And I am a big mulch lover anyway. You're going to be telling me that I'm fake here?
Yeah.
I distributed mulch around that, around a... Come on. Come on. I ain't fake. I just like it just well enough. I'll eat a big bag of mulch any day.
No, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't like, my family didn't do mulching stuff. No, it was, there was a summer where I worked as like, I helped with aerial photography editing. And, that was like my aunt and uncle for like a short weekend job. That was the one thing I've ever done where I had a little bit of, what's the word for it when you use your familial connections to get a job that you have no real qualifications for? Nepotism. Yeah, that was the only nepotism I've really had in my life, but it was cool. But the thing is, we got done with it way too fast, and they were like, hey, do you still want to like work for a couple more weeks? And I was like, yeah, what's up? They're like, do you want to be a landscaper? Because our landscaping company like backed out. I was like, yeah, I could probably do that. And yeah, they just had me put down all the mulch for their entire yard, and it was miserable. It was the worst, well, man. Indiana summer. That's
not the mulch's fault. That was they hired you for cheap instead of having a landscaping company who would have had more than one person laying the mulch lay the mulch.
I still fought the mulch, and I won, but I didn't love it. Is nepotism derived from the Latin word for nephew? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does seem like the kind of person who benefits most from nepotism.
Yeah.
Is like nephews and cousins. At least with like the immediate family, there's some kind of understanding that makes a little bit amount of sense. But when you get into nephews and stuff, it stops holding true.
I really wish people would do mulch in like the spring and fall instead of the summer when it's so violent out. It's like all this ultra violent light ruining my mulch experience. Let's be some machine honest. Yeah, this looks fine enough. This one looks okay. This looks like fine enough mushroom pasta. I don't know if I'd call any form of pasta street food.
I mean, this noodles. You can make any kind of thing like that a street food.
Would you call this preparation and service a street food?
This prep and service? No. No.
Wow, I was like, you just accidentally hoteled Mario and you were so indignant there. That was just like, no, of course I wouldn't. God, I just realized Hotel Mario was before they had locked down Charles Martinet, right? Because that wasn't until Mario 64 when they had finally locked him in. So that's why it was still the Captain Lou Albano era, like Mario. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what it is. Why Hotel Mario sticks out so bad is that's like the only video game Mario that did the Captain Lou Albano thing, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like all the other Marios either were totally unvoiced or Charles Martinet. So there was just a very tiny Martinet was first in Mario Kart Games game. That's great.
That's true. He wasn't locked in as the voice of Mario till Mario 64, though.
Yeah.
Technically, there's actually also a version of Mario that predates even that in the form of a Mario Pinball that Martinet also voiced.
I always
Here's
do
another
love
fun Martinet fact.
I love when they unsalad the salad a little bit when they're like, yeah, it's a salad, but also here's a third of pound of Parmesan cheese. Thanks, babe. You got my back. You know what I need.
Here's another fun Mario fact when it comes to Mario 64 specifically and Martinet specifically.
Yeah.
People know that the voice clip for Bowser laughing and the boo are the same. That's just one slowed down, right? Are you aware that that voice clip was recorded way back like a good 10 years earlier by Charles Martinet?
Huh. Oh.
Yeah. So fucking technically speaking, Mario, Boo's, and Bowser are all voiced by Charles Martinet in Mario 64.
Huh. Wild.
Complete coincidence, by the way. That was something that was only discovered in the last 10 years or so, if I remember right.
Wild. I love sources of sound clips. It is really joyful. I wonder why I did a show of that. Well, anyway, huh, that's a good point. Yeah, I love the.
Oh, that would be an excellent category of just Mario voice clips, and tell me which game is this one from?
Oh, I'm gonna try
specifically the voice clips.
I'm gonna try and keep at least one category as just Mario for a whole year. At least 12 shows straight of just one of these categories is gonna be fucking Mario.
Beautiful.
I also love when stuff was sampled and just people let it slide for a really long time. Like the one that's now pretty well known, but did hide for many years, was the Batman "Let's Go" being used in Third Strike constantly. Yeah, the old Adam Batman. There's like 3 or 4 Batman voice clips in Third Strike. It's really weird.
Ravioli is a dumpling, so of course it makes good street food.
Adam West loved Third Strike. Yeah, I agree. I bet he would have.
Is that Ryu enjoying swamp flavored mulch from Rusher?
What? Yeah, that's Ryu from Streets enjoying a little swamp flavored mulch. Indiana boy. I loved how you had a movie category that was 4 Shreks and 1 Austin Powers. Thanks. I thought it was a pretty good bit. Like I said, the show was largely a bit delivery vehicle that I wanted to just hang out and shoot the shit about video games with my friends while I was doing bits. It worked out pretty well. I still can't believe someone was in chat shouting Bionicle for every answer, setting me up perfectly for there's no fucking Bionicle on this show, you idiot. And then 10 minutes later, there are 2 Bionicle answers next to each other. Good times. I'm already excited for the rude things I plan on doing to both Doc and Author Blues. I already have 4 plans. They're all really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I've already had to consult for 2 of them. That's how you know I'm doing something fucked up and evil, when I have to consult for it. This is Wagyu. It's some form of very high intermuscular fat beef. There are a lot of them. Wagyu is a very specific thing, but that is just a very fatty piece of meat, yeah.
Wagyu is not as specific as it used to be. The way that Wagyu's ended up working out is that the breeds have in fact finally been shipped off to different places to crossbreed and whatnot. So you get various different things of American and Australian Wagyu that are legitimately Australian and American Wagyu cows that are legitimately quite good. They're not as good as the Japanese ones purely because their diets aren't the absolutely ridiculous shit that they do the Japanese ones. That makes them all absurdly expensive. But they still have very, very good intramuscular fat and all. And this does look like it's reasonably high grade. I would probably say actually more like mid grade. Probably Australian Wagyu.
I was gonna say this is definitely some form of breed or some breed that has really high intramuscular fat. I just always hesitate to throw out Wagyu because it has become such a
especially
marketing
term. In the case of especially in the case of in restaurants. Don't trust the vast majority of restaurants that sell you something that they're calling a Wagyu steak. Did you know that while you in fact do actually have to be certified Wagyu to be sold as that in stores? That's true. That doesn't apply to restaurants. They can sell you whatever the fuck they want, call it Wagyu.
Yum.
Like Arby's Wagyu burger. Yeah, that's not what they say that is at all.
Yeah.
Also, Wagyu ground meat is something that is almost entirely pointless.
Yeah.
There is a tiny reason for it in that no matter what, there's going to be some cuts of beef off of a cow, even the highest quality goddamn cow you can get, that are just not going to be usable as strips of meat. So you may as well just grind it up and, do it that way. And it will be slightly better quality in that it will be like a slightly more rich flavor fat and often more fat per piece of meat and whatnot. But you are still removing most of the advantages of Wagyu meat by grinding it up.
Yeah. At first I was like, whoa, hot knife. That's really cool. And then I was just taken by the realization of the scale of that flame. It's so much fire. Yeah. Look at the number of fucking burners they have going down there. Like so many fucking jets. What's that diffuser plate? It's beautiful. God, I want that burner, dude. I don't even know what I'd use it for. I want to be able to summon that much of one element. Okay, so what's the point of this? All right, everybody, I've been about everything up to this point. This is stupid.
Just presentation.
Just put a fucking compound butter on it. Yeah, that's just wasting gas for presentation. But hey, you know what? They aren't putting gold foil on it, so I'll give them a pass.
You can do pretty much any kind of silly presentation shit you want as long as you're not putting gold foil on it, and I'm okay with that.
That's where I'm at this point in my life, is like, as long as you aren't just putting gold foil on shit, have fun, kids, whatever. I love watching someone make a funny train out of the onion and then putting oil in it and pushing it along and going doot doot. I love that shit. So like, go wild. Also, I know that like if a little kid saw something get served that way, they'd be like, whoa, and I can't take that away.
Got one of them hot sizzling plates.
A little more cooked than I'd like, but really good. That looks so good.
It also does depend a little bit on the cut of steak. There was a cut there that I think was actually off of a flat iron, and a flat iron will look pink, like some level of pink, even when you're at well done.
Yeah.
Where it's basically really hard to tell what the color of it is, like the doneness of it is from the color.
I'm trying to think the last time I had anything with noodles in it. Fuck, they're so good. Noodles are so good. Oh, don't show this to me, please. Please.
I know at least a definitive time that you had some noodle off the top of my head, but that was back in fucking March or April, whenever it was, we went to cabin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've had like some form of Alfredo noodle since then, but yeah, I just can't place it.
Mm-hmm.
This is to show the banana we don't respect it.
Yeah.
We just put it in a shell and then immediately break the shell. Yeah, I'm fine with a bruleed banana. That seems solid enough. All right. Let's see. Any of these stand out to us immediately? Ooh, donuts? Donuts? Bread? Lamp oil? Rope? Pork belly? Giant pancake?
Giant scallion pancake. If they make that the braided, not braided, but spiral style, that'd be real interesting.
Today is Yummy Boy Appreciation. We're going all in on Yummy Boy. We've done some Dancing Bacons in the past. I like her content. I think she does really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just, this was the rare treat of A channel I have not seen or really like heard of that has like 8 million subscribers, which is great. It's like a great, because it means I don't have to feel bad about watching it at all. It's like, yeah, they're fine. People are loving this already. Also, it means definitely people in the audience have already seen it, which is always good. A nice
I'm
mix.
pretty sure 5 minutes. 5 minutes in the green onion bath would fix anything wrong with me.
Like in the bath with the onions?
Yeah.
Like what step are you you're thinking like in there?
Yes.
Like you want to lie between the onions and be lightly agitated?
Yeah. Why? Why not?
Yeah. I think I would like to, as long as I don't drown, I think it'd probably be good for me. I think so, right?
I want to get in the onion water. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like green onion water is going to be much more pleasant than yellow red onion water, for what it's worth.
Yes, almost certainly. Yeah, green onions is so much more mildly flavored in a pleasant way. I just want to get rubbed amongst the scallions, right? Yeah. What's the problem here?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. That's being rubbed by a bunch of weird tubes from nature. Seems good. Yo, thanks for 64 months of onion water.
Wow, 64 months.
I'd emerge from that like being able to hold my fucking piss in the entire night, probably. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, I think my skin would be good for like a month. Like, I just wouldn't have to do anything.
No, I'm talking about like fixing all of the problems wrong with me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe finally, if I sit in the onion water long enough, I won't need this incredibly expensive butt medicine. Maybe I won't. I'll be able to breathe reliably. That'd be pretty nice. Yeah, I guess that's fine. But this butt medicine, dude, I'm really taking a haircut on this. It's so expensive. I don't even know what it's
so
for. The doctor just says I need it or I'm gonna die, and I don't know what it's for or what it does. But it's so expensive.
It sounds really like you need that butt medicine.
I need that butt medicine, and it's crucial or I'll die, but it's so expensive, and I just wish someone would make a generic of my butt medicine.
Yeah, I'm currently looking this up on that Mark Cuban website or whatever, and it's exactly as expensive as the prescription. It's weird.
It's so expensive. Why is butt medicine so expensive? Why is my butt medicine so costly? It's really, you know what's fucked up is the inventor of butt medicine actually made it like open source and available for anyone, and it was just like pharma that came in and started monetizing it. They wanted butt medicine to be free for everyone, which I think is like morally and ethically correct.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Shame about your butt though.
Yeah, you know, maybe one day I won't, have a butt that's trying to kill me at all times, which I guess is what I've gotten in this narrative.
That's what the doctor's telling you.
That's what the doctor's telling you. I don't know if I trust this guy. I'll be honest.
But what's the thing? But the thing is, though, is if you don't trust him, it turns out to be true, then you're fucking dead, right? So, like, you're kind of caught in a catch-22.
Oh, Devious Vacuum, do you know my doctor? Because, yeah, that's exactly what he said. He said, like, you're going to need this, honey, because you've got an ass that just won't quit. And I was like, I don't know why you talk to me like that, doctor, but you're right. It's going to kill me. It will never quit. Thanks for the resub, Grace. Why does my doctor keep calling me Toots? I don't know. Alien pancake, huh? So it's just like a big savory cake then, right?
Kinda. I mean, the scallion pancakes are going to embed these in, then they're going to like laminate it. They're going to do multiple layers of it and like and stuff like that. And the most traditional version of them, as far as I'm aware, is then you'd actually like roll it up into a thin tube and then make like a spiral pancake out of it. Pretty much, you start from the center and like make it like spiralized in its own way.
Shaking the bowl, shaking the bowl.
Petting the dog, petting the dog.
you said Blackjack Attack. Oh man, yeah, I live in this. Oh yeah. Call that a prairie. I'm living in it. Oh yeah, since we've been going for like 2.5 hours or whatever. Yeah, quick plug for tomorrow. Hey, I'm gonna be hanging out streaming some Grand Blue for most of the day, but what I care about and what you care about is that at 5 Mountain Time, so when today's stream started, 2 hours later than the normal, I'll be once again space jamming it in Lethal Company and hanging out with a bunch of VTubers and trying to keep a bunch of funny cartoons alive, as I am one to do. You know? So yeah, definitely be around for that. If you caught last time we did Lethal Company, Frosted Fricks is the one who invited me, and they are so fucking funny. Holy shit, Frosted Fricks is so fucking funny. Yeah, so it should be good. I have not been handed the mod list, but I've been informed there will be a mod list, so I'm sure something unexpected will happen to me. Should be great. Is Grand Blue the one with the sheep girl? It is. That's Anila. That's my main. She's very funny. I don't think she's very good, but I think she's a lot of fun. And it makes my opponent feel bad when they're playing Nier, and I beat them anyway. Nier the character, not the character from Nier. They haven't added her yet. Nier's in the game, but not the character from Nier. 2B. She's to be added soon, but isn't in yet. Nier is, though.
To be clear, Nier is not from Nier. To be from Nier is not there yet.
Yes.
But is to be added.
In the near future.
Got it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, in the near future. Got it.
2B is nearly in. That's right. But Nier is already in.
After Newbie told me, by the way, it's very fucking funny that of all of the things that Grand Blue has crossed over with, it's one of the longest lists there is. Basically, it's like right behind Fortnite at this point.
Yeah.
One of the only things that they haven't done was fucking Nier Automata. And so it's really weird that Doobie's getting added to the fighting game.
Yeah, not in for those of you who don't know, Grand Blue is like the biggest gacha game, like at all. It's huge. And they have so many collaborations in the same way that, like, you know, Puzzles and Dragons had both Batman, Superman, and Goku that all came from eggs, you know, similar shit. They had never done Nier, right? Like they had just never done it in the main mobile game still. I guess browser-based game. Yeah, kick ass. Also,
not necessarily the biggest gacha, but the oldest continuing one, basically. The oldest one that's still around at the very least.
Yeah, and also it's like moving on to other things. Grand Blue is, I think, wisely really diversifying, because the first fighting game came out and it was like really good, but yeah, just terrible timing, terrible netcode, killed it instantly. This one though is fucking awesome. Rising is so much fun, and it's got a free-to-play stuff, so people can try it out, which I think is neat. And then they're doing Relink in January, I think. Isn't it January? The new one, the one that's like a full RPG. January 31st. Yeah, they're doing like a full action RPG type thing for Grand Blue. And yeah, I mean, especially great point, Merlin. The rules in that China dropped about gotcha stuff and how it has to run locally and how they're going to demand all that stuff. That's I mean, that's going to be one of the final death knells of gotcha games. Yeah, that's given that it's their largest audience, like even the ones in Japan, China is still their largest audience, that it's going to be a huge hit for them at the very least. There are some problems with that particular set of rules, but at least there'll be some good things to come out of it as well. Yeah, like there's a lot of questions about letting, or, you know, demanding that you run your software on China's servers when China has historically shown itself to not respect copyright in any way, shape, or form, especially in industry and electronics. So the idea of like, you have to let us have your source code running on our servers locally that we'll manage is like, I don't know about that, Chief, but the anti-gotcha rules are really good. Yeah. Yes. More the better, the sooner. Stop children from gambling, please. It's all I ask. Don't let kids gamble, please.
once we got that done out of the way too, we should probably think about going after sports gambling a little bit, because that's another way the kids are gambling a lot.
Sports gambling, dude, I feel like I've been talking about it constantly over the last few months, but dude, you want to talk about something that went from I'd seen DraftKings stuff occasionally on sports themed YouTube channels, like Baseball Doesn't Exist, a channel that is explicitly about baseball and weird, odd shit happening in baseball. Okay, I see a sports betting thing there. Fine, that's their zone. I get it. I start seeing that shit on like fucking one of the cooking YouTubers I follow, Adam Ragusia. I start seeing fucking Adam Ragusia pushing DraftKings or some shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's like that kind of thing. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing pushing this? Like, one step away from Linus Tech Tips being like, let's go Falcons. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Stay in your lane. I mean, let's just get away from having real money economies in video games. Please. I think the one thing we learned from NFTs and crypto and all that, if anything regarding video games, is the more you remove real world economy from a video game, the better it is. Like, just straight up. Like, the more you involve and are forced to involve the shop every step of the way, because what you're trying to make is a thing to buy and sell NFT and crypto and shit, as opposed to a game, the worse it is. Like, it's absolutely outrageous.
The eras of finding the things that happened in EVE Online funny are over, I think.
Yeah. And also, even then, like, even EVE Online is out of bits.
Yeah.
States wanted tax revenue up too, and that's part of the reason sports gambling got laxed. It makes sense. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I know everything that led up to it, so I know it probably tastes pretty good. I mean, when you do it that way, I love it. Yeah, when you do this. That's that beautiful plap again. That I'm resold.
In here, it's got that barely crispy edge and all that. It's pretty good, fluffy on the inside, very oniony, but made with scallions, so it's like pretty like
mild,
soft onion flavor.
A little sweet, yeah. Yeah, I think this is one of those foods of like, please do not open it up and show me its insides, which is a lot of food, to be fair, to be clear, but like, they just shouldn't have, because God, these look beautiful assembled. Street food rips. I can't wait for it to not be cold outside so I can go into Denver and get street food in Denver again. Fruit cutting skills? Ooh, I wonder if they can peel a potato faster than Doc.
Oh, that's like my one actual physical skill. Like, it's the one thing I'm legitimately proud of that my body can do, all right?
That was so funny. I've never heard a more genuine from you before. Holy shit.
I've peeled so many potatoes in my life, dude. I legitimately put army kids to fucking task, all right?
It was just so funny because like I've known you for so long. I don't know if I've ever heard that genuine of a, I don't know about that, in a single just,
You know, most of the time I'll downplay shit and be completely humble about my skills. Not this one.
Oh, it's so good. Oh man, yeah. I've seen you peel potatoes. It's pretty wild. Mini Mac commentated it. It was Evo Grand Finals of potato peeling. Oh shit. All right. Show me what you got. Pretty good. Okay.
Got the beginnings of a fun pizza going on. single serving of watermelon being cut up into looks like 3 individual chunks of a serving of watermelon.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've been a shithead and eaten a whole melon in a while. There is something, much like eating an entire rotisserie chicken on your own, there's like a primitive joy to it. I think the same with like fucking up a whole melon. Mm-hmm. I could easily eat a whole cantaloupe. Or a honeydew. And I could probably get through most of a watermelon, I bet. Actually, I don't know how much watermelon I could get through. I don't think I've ever tried to do like, they're really big, They look big.
Watermelons are pretty big.
They're pretty big. I don't know if I could get all that watermelon in me. Like, maybe like the cell structure collapses a little bit when you start, pulling the liquid and the air out of it and it collapses into, maybe it's like spinach, right? Where I could eat a lot of spinach as long as you don't wilt it first.
Ooh, nice technique there.
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah, that was fly as fuck. Yeah, holy shit. You ever see what 5 Minute Crafts is trying to do, but you see it done actually impressively by someone who does it multiple times a day, every day?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, bro, give me a slice. Absolutely, give me a slice, man. The whole wedge for me. And he pulls the fucking rind out? Oh my god.
And then sticks a pop in there. Just boom. It's one and done.
Fuck.
That is there's a lot of melon skill happening here.
It's like a fucking magic trick. Oh! The little flare.
This guy rules.
Yeah, I just immediately heard the fucking like Tony Hawk big combo noise, like the pow as soon as he spin around. Very, very jet grind radio finishing the whole thing, just down, as soon as he spins it around. Fuck. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, none of this is in how to eat a watermelon, but I'm okay with it. This is a new cool way.
For what it's worth, this is just different culturally. It's not like that how to eat a watermelon is the same for everywhere. I'm sure that peanut butter and marshmallow is going to come up at some point, but like that happens off screen.
Just the speed at which this watermelon is being processed into such a beautiful form is like pretty outrageous.
It's true.
This is some sous chef shit that I can like really appreciate. This is extremely a skill. Man. Okay. What? Slow down. Slow down. I'm scared. No. Stop, hold on.
God, this dude has got unbelievably good knife control. Holy shit.
This guy is just turning a guava into fucking mash in his hand. Like, no fear, dude.
That is not a cut-proof glove. That is just a
It's
fucking...
just nitrile, yeah.
Nitrile glove, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fucking nitrile glove. This man's just confident.
I think this dude might be able to beat me in potato peeling.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think I was fucking around, but you might get cooked.
I mean, he's the skill with this particular knife is definitely gonna beat me on any peeler, I think.
God, yeah. This dude be processing fruit at unbelievable speeds. God, like I can cut this fast on a board. Just in your hand like that is crazy, right? Like that's the part that's nuts. Like putting something down on a cutting board, no problem. Like you can use the edge of your fingers to keep yourself from hitting it or whatever. But this guy's just raw dogging that shit in his hands. Also, Doc, competition. Let me get to the peeling.
I'm not good at peeling cukes.
Yeah, that's right. They are two different, things. Damn, though. Pretty good peel. Not an outrageous peel. That's just about how fast a peeler can go, to be honest.
That's a very, very well-maintained peeler. It's sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the big thing a lot of people get with peelers is they have one peeler that their parents gave them or whatever that their parents used to use, and it's like, do you know how to sharpen a peeler? No, no one does. Like, it's that thing's probably...
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it's dull as fuck.
I just get a new one every like 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. Yeah, people use such dull peelers. They just like don't think of them as knives, which is weird, but I understand it.
they're sharp-edged pieces of steel. They are basically knives. They're blades.
My peelers suck. I got new ones and they still suck. Mustaine, we gotta engineer a new, better peeler. We gotta find a way to like laser sharpen it or something.
That's the thing, though. Like, they do keep on trying to come out with new, better peelers, like, all the time. And if I'm being honest, having tried a lot of them, peelers is the same. Peelers is the same.
Is this a mini pretzel situation? They're all the same.
I think this is a mini pretzel situation where peelers is the same.
I believe it. I think
Like-
the only major upgrade I can think of with any peelers I've had is there was like an I think like an OXO one, maybe like OXO, that brand or whatever.
OXO makes good stuff, so like, that makes sense.
And the thing is, the big part I loved about it was it's just like the handle was really substantial and it had a really nice like rubber coating on all of it. But yeah, the peeler end of it, the business end of the damn thing was basically the same as all the other ones I've used. It was just a case of they're like, yeah, we'll put like an actual good handle on that thing.
Look at this guy using good handles on his peelers and not the fucking just raw fucking steel, empty-edged ones that I use all the time and have legitimately given myself blisters using.
Are you talking about the ones where instead of it being like a solid handle, it's just like two pieces of metal and there's like a single rod between
strips of
them?
steel? Yep. Legitimately the worst ones, yes. Those are the ones I exclusively use because that's the ones I have used for my entire life. I have given myself blisters using them.
Brutal. I hate those. Yeah, knives are fine. Knives are fine. Knives are just a little bit of a pain if you're doing a lot of it fairly
I don't have a
quickly.
small knife.
Yeah.
That's my big problem. I just don't have a small knife to do it with.
Yeah.
I don't have a high quality small knife.
I just know if I'm peeling like 50 potatoes and you tell me do it with a knife, I'll say, okay, get 3 people to help or I'm going to be here all fucking day. Like, it's going to be a while.
Like, I could definitely learn to do it with a small, sharp knife. The problem is just, again, I don't have a high quality small knife, so I don't bother learning.
Peeling potatoes with a sword. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, throw it in the
I can
air
do that.
and slash it with a katana 100 times till it falls into perfect fries.
I can't do that part. That's part I don't know how to do.
I learned it from the sword guy in Lupin. Gomon? Yeah, I saw him do it once.
Goemon?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Figured I'd try
The
it.
only thing I've ever learned from Goemon is exactly how long you have to cook a 3-minute egg for.
How long is that?
A 3-minute egg must boil for 3 minutes.
Oh, you know what? That adds up.
I think that's my most non sequitur soundbite that I have.
That still gets used a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man, you're just playing with fire on some of these swings. Some of these swings, I see them stopping about, I don't know, a tenth of a millimeter from that hand. You're just playing with fire, brother. That's a dangerous game you're playing.
Ow. The control that he has to stop right before it cuts his hand is unreasonable.
Yeah. As somebody who has had chronically shaky hands since he was like 7 years old and still has a little bit of shaky handitis, nightmare, dude. This is just like I would misjudge where my hand was a little bit, or I'd be on a little bit of an upswing of a shake and just catch myself. Oh God.
The other thing that this is making me is I have not craved fruit in quite a while. I kind of want some goddamn fruit right now.
Yeah, I ate an apple right before stream, and I'm glad I did, because yeah, same, man. This is the thing is, these are all of like the most delicious, pretty fruits you've ever seen, and they're being processed into a lovely bite-sized shape. We're getting to see all the good parts of it. These are some handsome fruit for sure.
Well, we don't need to go back, Tom Yankees. He nearly cut his thumb means he didn't cut his thumb.
Yeah. Yeah. He nearly cut his hand a lot of times. That's why I'm impressed.
Yeah, he's been nearly cutting his hand this whole time.
Yeah, he's in a constant state of doing that shit. That's why I love it. That's why it's fucking me up. I need to see this man attack a pineapple. Yeah, I think a pineapple would just be like so soft. I want to see him cut firewood. I want to see him like fucking annihilate a log. I want to see this. I want to see this guy turn an entire fucking pig into pork niblets in like 10 seconds. God. These are some hefty chops too. I think that's the other thing. You can hear there's force in these. Never found an apple I like eating. Everyone I've bitten into has felt like biting styrofoam. Weird. You have
Okay, you've had exclusively bad apples.
bad apples, really bad apples.
Because that is not the texture of a good apple.
No,
is what you had.
the only ones that are usually that mealy are like Red Delicious, and everything else it's only like if they're very old.
There's a few, yeah, very old. There's a few other kinds of apples that are specifically mealy because they're sauce apples. They're supposed to be made for applesauce instead of something like that. Yeah, Honeycrisp, Granny Smith.
You can find a Cosmic
if you want to
Crisp.
blast your ass with sweetness, Gold Delicious. Those are completely different from Red Delicious. Don't be worried about the name.
Yeah, only Red Delicious is cursed. All the other ones we don't sell because we realized we only needed one apple that's engineered to look good and be big and be resistant to things. Unfortunately, what did we... Thanos, what did you... Oh, my camera's tilting backwards. Hold on. Sorry, at some point, my camera just started taking a lean. My bad. Gala apples can be alright if you find them. Sometimes. I feel like they used to be better. Fuji's are solid. I think of the widely
The only
available...
problem with Fuji...
Yeah?
The only problem I have with Fuji is because they are very tasty apples. It's just how big they are. They are so large that I want apples as a snack. Fuji's aren't a snack.
But yeah, I think Fuji's are goated if you want like a tasty eating apple that's widely available. But apples are seasonal as much as the store will try to pretend they aren't. And some apples definitely are better at certain times of year.
Then you had bad Honeycrisps, Algernon 25. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, if you had a Honeycrisp,
they do
that
not
was
have
worse-
that texture.
If you tried a Honeycrisp that was worse than a Red Delicious, you got fucking cheated. You got sold a black market fake Honeycrisp because there is no that, or you secretly actually do want a flavorless mealy apple. They were mushy. Yeah, you got terrible apples, dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's called Honeycrisp. It should be crisp. That's like one of the core conceits of the goddamn thing.
Yeah, they have a crisp, nice texture that you bite into them, you will hear the apple bite sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my only problem with Honeycrisps is that they are very expensive compared to other very close apples. Like the Cosmic Crisps, now that they have been engineered to be tasty, store well, ship well, etc., etc., etc. Those things are fucking awesome. And because they were created a little bit with stores and stuff in mind, but without giving up everything like we did with Red Delicious, we get this nice, very close to Honeycrisp, but like legitimately where I live at least, they will often be like 60-75% the cost of a Honeycrisp per pound.
It's one thing that's kind of seasonally available for me is 100% Honeycrisp cider. and that shit is delicious.
So good. Was that the lawnmower from from the skull? Is that the skull?
Nah,
Oh
it's
my
way
God, I
too
love
quiet
your
for that.
movies. Oh, good point.
The skull lawnmower is the loudest lawnmower you've heard in your goddamn life. What is this thing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of fruit are you? Hold on.
I like it. It's some kind of melon. That's definitely got the melon texture on it. It's like, this is the quarter of a long melon of some kind, I'm pretty sure.
Is that part of a papaya?
Oh, that's a papaya.
Oh,
Really?
a papaya with all the guts removed. Ah.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't
alright.
usually see like a whole big piece of papaya with the guts removed. That isn't already a little piece of papaya. Usually when we get papaya, it's already like that size. Yeah, it's like that. Like that.
What's that?
What's that? Yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting a lot out of Real Crazy Speed, Amazing Fruits cutting skill, but fuck me running. That guy fucking ruined some fruit in a way that I was quite impressed. Man, the most dangerous game of all. It's papaya, bro. What the fuck? Oh, yes, American style cheese sandwich. Finally, something for us Americans.
Food for us.
Something for the boys.
I cannot wait to fish a hot dog out of a brined tube and use that in my meal. That's
UK.
American hot dog.
UK American style, baby. Wheat and meat.
To be fair, wheat and meat is basically what we do. That's true. That
wanna-
is American food.
You want to meet? You want to meet up at the wheat and meat? You want to get that wheat meat?
No, I want to meet up at the wheat and meat.
Having a cute.
I almost said weed up at the wheat and meat.
having a meet cute at the wheat and meat, but it's the other meat.
A meet and greet at the wheat and meat.
I love dough.
Meat men slapping wheat.
You big weedy men. Yeah, they had to chill that part of the flour, but it was a very, very ugly preparation. Are you aware of the bootleg American candy stores that are taking over London? No.
That's some spicy info. Tell me more.
Yeah. Drop some links. I'm interested because American candy stores aren't really that common. Like they're very like candy shops are a rarity, and usually in like historic districts or like touristy parts of town. Like in Galveston, there was a candy shop there, and then in Seattle, there was also like a little candy shop. Well,
There's one in that town we went to when we went to Vail as well. Like, but that was like all the way up there.
Yep.
Which again, like all resort settings and stuff like that.
Well, the trick is American candy is incredible. Industrial candy is not incredible. And that's the trick, right? Because it's like, it's one of those things to be like, American candy is bad. And then people will be comparing it to like handmade Swiss goods. And it's like, well, no shit. But if you get the artisanal made stuff here, it's incredible. Oh, man.
You know, before Prohibition, American beer actually had a reputation for being extremely good, not from what it is now. And a big part of that is two reasons. Prohibition fucked up breweries something fierce, first off. And second off being just, industrial production beer stuff going from batch production to continual production made it significantly more economical to make that. And the only reason why we even really make light beer is actually, again, Prohibition, making the only kinds of beer like that were legal, started out at 0.5% into topping out at 3.25% for beers. and that has just had a 100-year-long repercussions on American beer taste buds, basically.
Hey, would you all like me to do a little bit of a, we're going to TikTokify this and we can watch this visual stimulus of someone fucking up an entire container of onions. But I'm going to read this because this article is fascinating to me. From Hong Kong to appealing suburban apartment block, how American candy stores took over London's Oxford Street. So yeah, they start by talking about how this place used to be like a major record place or whatever, some big historic thing. Today, this landmark is home to Candy World, one of the more than 24 shabby American-themed stores selling candy and trinkets. The idea of American-themed is so funny to me, because, like, what does that mean? Whose recent mysterious explosion on one of London's most popular shopping thoroughfares has confounded officials and property experts. Their spread exemplifies the decay of Oxford Street, gutted by online retail, sky-high business taxes, and pandemic lockdown. Oh, okay, so it was the landlords is what your sky-high business taxes. I'm sure also the rent was totally fair and reasonable. It is today suspected of being a haven for criminality perpetuated in plain sight, with the local authority investigating some of the stores in connection with a range of offenses, including tax avoidance and selling counterfeit chocolate, watches, and vapes. Yo, how do I get a counterfeit vape? How do I do that? Who do I have to ask to get a counterfeit vape? Who do I need to fucking hit up to get a counterfeit vape? What's even in that? Because the original ones were already like propylene glycol, nicotine, flavor. So like, what are they gonna do? How are they going to like cut out the middleman of a 3-ingredient solution when the main one is propylene glycol, one of the cheapest substances humanity has produced? In that Delta 10 vape. Telling a story means delving behind the shelves of Jolly Ranchers and Twinkies. Hong Kong investment firm. Pushing this. Okay, that's great. But why are people into this? Okay, today it faces an unprecedented crisis. It's close struggling to compete with online retail, complaining about reasons they can't keep their shop open. Wrote in a Telegraph newspaper, Oxford Street was becoming a dinosaur district destined for extinction. Great. Into that void have stepped candy stores. Man, these are garish. Holy shit, some of the photos in this. Remarkably similar, pounding electronic music, paneled ceilings, and harsh strip lights, weirdly few customers, and thousands of highly priced American candies. That's not all they share. The local authority is investigating around 30 in connection with alleged business tax avoidance totaling $9.5 million. What the fuck is going on? They're far from regular and legitimate businesses with too few customers to cover rents, a June 13th council statement said. Its official rated 3 stores seizing 100,000 pounds. 100,000 pounds of counterfeit Wonka bars, vapes, and Rolex watches. Is London okay?
No. England has not been okay since, like, when they did the Brexit referendum in the first place, all right? And London especially is not okay.
Yeah, baby. Shagadelic. Oh, fuck. That's incredible. Yeah, the premises could be a front to possibly commit other offenses, the statement added. The council declined to elaborate on the investigation when NBC News contacted it. Yeah, man, this is what happens. You pass something as stupid and fucking racist and xenophobic as Brexit, and within like a couple of years, you've got people buying up your prime real estate as a front for crime. Stop it. Candy World, its billboard featuring the Statue of Liberty holding a chocolate bar, is among those under investigation, according to shopfront staff. The council has declined to name any of the 24+ stores it's looking into. It popped up earlier this year in the old flagship store of HMV, God, short for His Master's Voice, which opened in 1921. 40 years later, Beatles manager Brian Epstein. Okay, they're just talking more about what this used to be. And now it's Candy World. Now it's Candy World. On a recent visit, staff shrugged when asked if the manager was available to comment on the raids. Another intervened, a man with graying hair, a beard, black t-shirt, black jeans, and an iPod. And AirPods, who only said no comment, declining to give his full name or job title. We are not speaking to anyone else after the lies previously printed in the media. That sounds a whole lot like they printed the truth in the media, right? That sounds a lot like they're busted.
Absolutely.
What the fuck? Why did they choose Candy World? He did confirm Candy World was one of those raided with around 2,000 pounds worth of candy confiscated. Come on. You can't just how about 2,000 pounds of fake coffee? Okay. Yeah, huge amounts of in all, the council says it's short almost 8 million pounds in unpaid taxes. Oh, here's the kicker. I've been waiting for you. All right, are you ready for the twist? In all, the council says it's short almost 8 million pounds in unpaid taxes. Pounds are money in the UK, for those who don't know. We call them dollars in America. Landlords have to pay these if their buildings are empty, so often they rent out space to the first applicant regardless of its quality or legitimacy, according to the council. You're not going to believe this. Landlords did it. Somehow, without me planning it. An article that somebody posted to me has the twist of the fucking landlords did it again. The landlords had to actually pay for the land they owed, and rather than do that, they would just sell it to fucking some front doing crime. Because, yeah, of course they do that. Yo, thanks to the Reason Drunken Irishman. Oh, man.
That's classic landlord shit.
Classic landlord shit, yeah. Collecting taxes from these candy stores is difficult because some give shell company names that quickly dissolve. London has become so notorious for its impenetrable network of anonymous owners and shell companies that it's earned the nickname the Laundromat. Fuck! Holy shit! Oh, man. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. Yeah, here's the place where all the money laundering happens. Enjoy.
It's just fucking London. The city of London.
London! From history! Yeah!
Yep. Former Roman Fort Londinium, long-term, absorbed by Westminster and all of that. That city, that one.
I'm going to show you this image, and you're going to see why I made a gag noise when I first saw it pop up. This is...
What the fuck is the dog doing?
That's from...
What's the dog for?
It used to be a record company called His Master's Voice, HMV, a very big label that, for example, helped the Beatles. And they now have lazily slapped American Candy over it.
Sorry, I legitimately thought it was His Master's American Candy for some reason.
No, it was His Master's Voice, and they bought this location, and then they fucking slapped some Halloween World shit on top of it. Yeah, exactly. The dog is recognizing His Master's voice on the phonograph. That's what it is it's a dog saying, that's a recording of my master's voice. I recognize that. And now it's His Master's American Candy. American Candy. Sorry, the second one's like a... Actually, you know what? I should be more boisterous on the first one and then more sexy on the second one. So more like His Master's American Candy. American Candy. Now we're getting somewhere. But yeah, how fucking...
breadsticks.
How gauche, dude.
I need a drink after all that.
Full Metal Alchemist. American Candies. This happens countrywide and is followed by a ton of other types, like eponymous Turkish barbers, masseuses, and of course pop-up vape shops. Wow. Oh, is that a Planet Fitness ad? I don't need any of those. I've already been to Planet Fitness. Let me see how many days I've been there in the last, like, 2 weeks. My journey. 10 times already. Yeah. 10 times in the last 2 weeks. Nice. At least. Oh, the article gives the cost of stuff. Oh, is the cost of stuff crazy too? I didn't even realize that. NBC News interviewed more than a dozen customers of these stores who had similar stories. Many also reported the candy was past its best before date. Oh, what struck him inside Candy World was that hardly any shelves had price tags. He soon saw why. Chat, I'm going to read you what these items are, and feel free to say it in pounds or USD. Either way is fine. Here's the full list of items that were bought from American Candy World. Are you ready? Okay. 1, small bag of Cheetos. 2, a singular lollipop. 3, a pack of chewing gum. Those are your 3 items. A bag of Cheetos, a lollipop, and chewing gum. Something that I think if you picked it up here would be at most in a place that's like upcharging you a bit, like maybe $6 total, right? Like if it's a place that's really overcharging, like airport shit, like maybe $6, $7, right? What are we seeing? Let's see. 20, 27, $15. Yeah, chat spoiled it a little bit. But for those of you who didn't see it, I am glad that everybody who did not get the answer in chat did immediately vote for way too much. Yeah, $35, by the way. $35 fucking dollars. 30 pounds. $35 fucking dollars. What? Yeah. So it's crime. It's a crime store. Yeah, that's a crime store is what that is. If you have a store where everything is priced intentionally so it cannot be sold or will not sell unless you are making a huge profit, you sell crime there. That's what's actually happening. You're selling crime.
So I got back, and from what I could hear from my headphones about 2 feet away was 35 American dollars.
Yeah. Did you hear the item list?
No.
Okay, so from American Candy, or I'm sorry, this was Candy World in London, which apparently they constantly change names. They had sold. First of all, he mentioned that there were no price tags on the shelves, which was strange. But then he bought a single bag of Cheetos, a lollipop, and a pack of chewing gum. 35 USD.
I see. Gotcha. Yeah, that's money laundering.
They sell crime. Yeah, they sell crime there because they sure as shit don't fucking sell candy, bro. Not at that price. They fucking don't. They sell crime there.
That's some good fucking looking bread.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, the crunch on that loaf.
You saw how open and airy that crumb was. That's what you get from using that incredibly high hydration dough that they were using.
Yeah. The address is a peeling post-war apartment block with car garage stickers plastering its grimy buzzer and a busted front door that swings open on its own. The entrance is squeezed between a realtor and a peri-peri chicken restaurant. Inside, a polite woman answered an unmarked apartment door and revealed this is the offices of Vinnie Ross & Co., Lawie's Lawyers. Which is the company's, so the company's official name is Lawie Ltd. There's very few records of it. They've moved a registered address 3 times, starting in an Adidas store, and then now they're in a suburb. So they found the lawyers. She said to call back later when the manager was in, and when NBC News did so, the manager said, "Yes, they are the candy company, but we don't want anything to do with this," and then hung up. when the news calls me to ask if I do crime and I go, I don't got time for this. Like, damn, that's some real ones right there. That rips. Yeah. Hey, did you do any crime? Fuck you, man. Hang up.
Yeah, I'm crime. That's me. You got me. Wait, hold on. No, that's not it. Come on, you have this extremely nice bread. You're fucking.
Just serve me
Your
the
grilled
bread
cheese
with
is
butter.
just gonna be 2 tiny slices of American between these 2 extremely nice pieces of bread.
Those grill presses are so funny, man. Holy shit, that is someone holding up the fucking holding up a dam with their bare hands, just like, come on. Those presses are doing nothing.
After all of the good shit that they were showing us, this is what they're doing with it.
This is one of those times where they are wrong to use just American cheese. Like, a little American cheese is good, but this is one where you do want like deli slices or at least something kind of nicer. Also, hey, I'll be real, that bread to cheese ratio, it's no good.
That's actually my problem. It's
Yeah.
this bread to cheese ratio is, this is not a grilled cheese sandwich. This is
Bread
toast with
yeah,
a tiny amount of cheese.
toast a la cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. A slice of American in addition to other cheeses is the way I. Hold
Okay,
up.
we're
Wait,
pulling
no,
it
hold on. They're
back
doing something
apart.
else.
Are we now? Did we grill cheese them to fake Ty and Doc out, and now we're making them paninis?
Maybe. Hold
Maybe?
on. Is my disappointment unearned? Did I jump the gun?
I think we might have jumped the gun.
All right. All right.
I just had a vision of a boat.
That is a lot of pastrami we're loading onto these. All right. I think we jumped the gun.
Yeah, I'm back into this. It has gone from being a piddly amount of cheese, too much bread, and nothing else to an accentuating amount of cheese, a delicious hunk of bread, and enough meat to really satisfy even the dumbest motherfucker.
So
Me.
these are Reubens. That sauerkraut looks a little bit odd, but these are Reubens.
Yeah, that's probably like a local variant of a Reuben, which I'll fuck that up.
And to be fair, I say it looks a bit odd. We are talking about Korean folk doing interesting things with cabbage. I'll trust them with that.
Yeah, that's
They're
a good
Korean.
point. Yeah, if there's
That's
a
kind of
culture-
their big thing.
Yeah, if there's a culture I'm gonna trust with cabbage, Korea is definitely up there. Yeah, 100%. They know what they're doing
Yeah.
with cabbage. Yeah, it's a lot more important to their culture than ours. Yeah, that's what my YouTube ad blocker does. I love it though. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the only one that hasn't stopped working at random.
Yeah, it's like uBlock Origin will work like half the time, where it'll go down and back up, and that's still pretty good. This one is impervious to how that they could even like do changes, unless they like drastically changed how they showed ads to you in the first place. Because and it's undetectable because it's just a script running instead.
Yep.
What's it called?
Yeah.
I'll hook you up real quick. Hold on.
I would love this, other than you can just serve it to me side by side as two sandwiches. You don't have to stack them. It's okay. I love stacking things. Don't get me wrong. That was my favorite part of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, getting a chance to play stack 'em with my boy Loki. But we don't need to stack everything. Yeah, I've had multiple times where uBlock Origin will like work for a single frame and then just will not. Never mind. This place was good, and now they're doing Instagram. They're Instagramming it. Me when someone makes a perfectly serviceable food and then just fucking slops on it. Pfft, who cares? Stop it. It like looks worse too, right? Like that, it was so beautiful, right? There's this beautiful balance of like a little bit of yellow on either side to accentuate and make the pastrami and the cabbage pop from both sides. You get that beautiful crumb structure of the bread, but still seeing that well-made crust on the outside. You can look at that sandwich and before you have a bite out of it, your soul is already tasting it, right? Like you see that and your body is preparing to taste it. It knows that it's happening. You cover it in this fucking goo. What are you doing? You're removing my ability to appreciate the food before it enters my mouth. I trusted you, Wheaten Meat. No. Hey, I slimered up your sandwich. Do you want a Slimer sub? Like, start calling these Slimer subs. Refuse to call them. As soon as someone does this, they're sliming it. They're Slimer in their subs. Make that a thing so they stop fucking doing it. Mm-hmm. Oh, a nice slimy sandwich, huh? And really mucked it up. Great. Well, hey everybody, thanks for hanging out. This was a nice one. It was nice to just, chill a little bit, watch a little food. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you. Also, hey, drop a follow for Doc if you haven't already over at twitch.tv/MDCT. Just posted something cool in chat for anyone who wants something cool in chat.
Yeah, that is the ad blocker script, Tamper Monkey script. There you go.
Yeah. I'll be here tomorrow playing a little bit of Grand Blue versus Rising, and then later on doing the old Space Jam thing, playing Lethal Company with a bunch of VTubers. I refuse to call it a collab. It's Space Jam when I'm there. It's a Space Jam if I'm there and still in my physical form. That should be a lot of fun. And I know Smite's doing a big marathon thing tomorrow as well. So there's some other Pit Crew content going on as well that I do want to throw a shout out plug to, because I know fighting games aren't for everybody. So if they aren't, hey, support Smite. He's a really good friend of mine. He's done a lot for me over the years. I care about that idiot. And so do that. Yeah, Doc.
And I mean, if we're off, doing things for other Pit Crew members, I am doing something on New Year's Eve too. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And I will also be almost certainly just going the entire time. I will not be doing Gex again. Do not ask me to play Gex. Do not ask me to play Gex. I won't fucking do it. Not again. I've already killed Gex twice. I don't need a third one. I don't desire to, okay? It's not tail time. It's never going to be tail time. There won't be a Bionicles question on this show. Well, yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm going to raid on over to Liz, and yeah,